Huddleston, and we are going to be watching Mandalorian. Oh crap! I forgot to do the transition thing. All right, now people can see us. Failure! Immediate failure. Don't laugh at me, Terry. Say hi, Terry.
Hi, everyone.
Terry is going to be here. We're going to be watching Mandalorian. He's already seen it, so he's much more prepared than I am. This is going to be my first time watching episode 6. We are going to do like we did last time and just kind of I'll have this up on screen on mute. Wait, let me make sure this is muted. Mute. So I'll have this up on screen, paused, and then I'll be able to skip through. Ooh, look at that. And that keeps me from getting copyright strikes and stuff. And then we'll watch through it, and then we'll have a nice little chat about it. Although we're probably going to be chatting about it while we're watching it too, because we're just funny like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you are prepared, let us begin The Mandalorian. Actually, hold on. Before I do that, let's see. What is that sound?
I heard
Really loud. I know, dude. That's coming through my mic.
Hi,
Mike sounds rambunctious.
Right, are we live here? Are we live? Mandalorian? We are live. All right. 7 people watching now. What's up, Captain Hiltz? Yo, Terry, says Jay Hamilton. I'll do a countdown and we can start it and then we can all watch it together at the same time. Why is my freaking cursor showing up?
What's up, Jay? Just simmer down now. Simmer down now. Simmer down.
All right. Hold on.
There you go.
Gotta fix that. Properties. Capture cursor. I hate
Art of the Hero SMR breathing noises.
And
you thought you were getting Mandalorian. You're getting heavy breathing in your ear.
Mad DeLoreans tonight. All right. Oops. Darn it. I turned my phone off. See, I have to watch this through my phone in order to keep, because I have Terry on. I can't mute the audio on the. You guys don't care about all this stuff.
And give me a countdown too, if you don't mind, buddy.
A countdown.
I mean, when you started. You know,
yeah.
I'm not like 5 minutes ahead of you.
No. Hold on. I'm starting. Let me
Respond
all the way back to 0.
Like,
all right. I am at 0. Ready to go. We are going to do the countdown in 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, 1.
All right, Disney logo.
Disney logo.
Don't skip the recap.
I'm not skipping the recap.
That'll throw it off.
Recaps all kinds of fun.
Recap.
Except for, man, that fight in the last one, it was so dark,
man.
I couldn't see anything that was happening.
That's because it was all terrible. That's why.
Yeah, the first 2 minutes, the intro thing, was the best part of that last episode.
Awesome, yeah. And I didn't mind the mechanic either. Everybody else did. I didn't mind.
What's it now?
The mechanic that looked like Richard Simmons.
Oh, Carla from Cheers.
Yeah, yep. Or I know her for Stranger with Candy and my favorite show, BoJack Horseman. So she's
I didn't know who she was. I still don't know who she is, and she was annoying.
There it is. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. That ship is growing on me. At first, it reminded me of that spaceship from that old horrible 70s space movie.
Black Hole?
No, it was another one. The ship was red back then, but it was the same thing. It had like the hammerhead with the 2 engines and the droopy thing. But it's growing on me. It's growing on me. Especially after the Jawas tore it apart. That was so rad.
Yeah, I love the lighting of this scene. It's a good scene.
All right, I'm skipping ahead a little further than we were. All right.
What?
Now, again, why does everyone in the universe call him Mando?
I hate that. I don't like it. Because it's like, I don't even want to say it. And I don't mind my racial humor, but
oh yeah,
I can't even say it. Like,
Negro, how you doing?
Yeah, it's like, how you doing? Neeg? No, it'd be like Neeg. It wouldn't even be the whole thing. Like, hey, Mando. and it dawned on me it wasn't just like a race culture affiliation. It was like, oh, that's his name. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's dude from from
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy.
I was kind of annoyed it didn't like do something to him. He literally looks like a guy in a jacket he got from Hot Topic right now. Like he doesn't like they could have gave him
He's
braids.
probably doing some exposition I should actually listen to. Hold on. All he needs is the ride. He needs his chopper.
Yeah, I was hoping they gave him
I'm
like
totally
a
not
braid or
skipping ahead
something,
to the right part.
like some kind of tattoo, a metal eye, something. He just looked like a guy in a coat. Like I want more Star Warsy.
I like him better than Carla.
Yeah, I mean, at least she was dirty and fit in the world.
I don't know, man. It felt like
I mean, I get it. She was there to be their glorified babysitter.
Yeah, like sitcom garbage tier stuff.
Oh, well, get ready for some more of that.
Oh man.
Yep. You got a comedy guy, Bill Burr, who's the bald character. If you didn't know, it is something about the way those guns are holstered that annoyed me. Like they would get in the way. Still, though, I did like this episode a lot. I just got my little nitpicks. Like, how is that better than having them on your hip? Like, I don't.
No. It's just random placement guns. They have one strapped to the side of his head.
It's like, yeah, exactly. Like he's Velcro. Somebody like threw the gun, and that's how they stuck. They're not even like aligned symmetrically. Like one's a little higher. Like, and with me in symmetry, I'm like, fix it. If he was a DC character, he'd be Gunman.
I like this guy just because I like him from Anarchy.
Oh yeah, sure. I actually like Bill Burr, the comedian that they got playing there. The guy.
Ooh, Hellboy.
Just so you know, that's Clancy Brown.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I hear it now.
He's actually pretty cool. And he's got that, doesn't need that much makeup kind of face.
Yeah.
See if you can guess this one.
Oh, I like those droids.
And that is voiced by one of my favorite UK actors, Richard Ayoade, famous for the IT Crowd TV show and other stuff. All right, Mike, you should be able to get this one. Not that we were super fans of the Game of Thrones TV show, but who is that?
Oh, that's Osha.
Yep, I knew you'd get it. That's why I shut up for once in my life.
They've got that something's gonna happen music going on in the background.
Yeah, I mean, I wish this was a fresh viewing for me so I could literally call the calls that you're thinking right now. Like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. The prisoner. Wait, where's the baby? The child.
Don't worry about that baby.
The 50-year-old child who can't speak.
I like how he looks like an ant, that droid. He's so cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say about Mando is he's kind of a meathead. Because it's like, hey, Mike, we're going to use your car. Like we don't need you to drive. We're just gonna use your car. Like, wait a minute, dude. Like,
Yeah, this is like it's funny the pacing. It's like they're trying to cram a full length movie in setup,
right.
um, inciting incident, all that stuff into a half an hour episode every time.
Yeah, it's almost like we're getting half a Law and Order. Like we need that two-parter to really make this show click a little bit better. I think the second season they'll probably take their time. You got to imagine, man, this could have flopped miserably, like Solo did.
That's true.
And I like Solo. Don't get because actually Solo is a little bit more consistent than this. I know the chat probably hates me, but like if they would have replaced Han Solo with like another character, I think nobody would have had a problem with that movie because I loved it for what it was. I
It's
didn't
really
like
kind
it
of
for Han
irritating
Solo.
me that they're keeping this music going in the background. It feels like uh, Fast and Furious or something like it's like a heist movie where it's like they gotta keep that pacing up where they're doing all the exposition and it's like
Oh yeah, you gotta have that like ting ting ting
yeah.
ting ting.
Do 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 do
And on
do
top of
do.
that, dude, the latest one of the latest Rick and Morty episodes totally deconstructs heist movies. Like you can't enjoy them anymore. And so I had the unfortunately of watching that before I was seeing this, and so I'm like, they're doing all the stuff Rick and Morty
Oh,
made fun of.
that was a good out. How can you trust the droid? I don't trust anybody.
Right, right. Which which is always cinema talk for don't trust me either.
Yeah.
Like, where's that guy's neck? Is his shoulders crooked? Like that guy just showed up on set and put that jacket on. All right, see you later.
Peace. That guy looks like a grown up Ewok.
You know what? I could see that.
He's like the Ewok elder in the village.
I just had my screen uh, freeze up a little bit, so I'm off.
Uh
So just let me know where you're at.
oh. Hyperdrive.
I might be. Yeah, I'm there. I'm actually it jumped ahead. I guess my computer just got tired. It's
Nah.
sleepy.
All right, we're right there where I'm on screen. Oh wait, you're like 15 seconds behind on the screen.
Yeah, I get it. The droid's doing stuff with the ship, right?
Mando just jumped down the thing.
Oh no, actually, I am a little bit
Get
behind.
away from my guns, boy.
Easy face to face with the devil guy. I feel like Bill Burr went to like just hate me school. Like it's like the opposite of charm and charisma. Not him as in real life, but this character just exudes like, hey, I don't want you to like me at all. Oh, you get that she's good with knives yet? You get it? You get it
Yeah,
yet?
yeah.
You get it?
I also got that that knife was not balancing correctly, but
That did look weird. It looked like maybe she's using the force.
maybe.
No, it's not a spoiler.
I was just thinking about that. Luke never used the Force before he met Ben.
Probably
Let's
not.
not get into that.
I say no main character uses the thing that's the thing until Gandalf shows up. And I'm going to briefly go off subject matter and say that one of the things I respect about Lord of the Rings is that Frodo does not get stronger. Like he's the weakest guy in the whole trilogy. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's a pet.
This is thrilling.
Yeah. I don't think he's just going to come in and try to take something from the Mandalorian.
You never know. You never know. I just popped on the YouTube channel and realized I've been looking like sideways the whole time. So now I like repositioned it to where it looks like I'm actually watching the show. Baby Yoda is just too damn cute. You know you're being manipulated. It still works.
I know.
I mean, you know it. It's just like, he's got like he's so adorable. I still hate the gun placement on those holsters.
So this episode is Ocean's 11?
Sort of. Yeah, I mean,
so far, like every episode has been something else.
Something, yeah. I'm going to be the Wikipedia guy since I've already seen this.
Oh my gosh. That girl doing that just reminded me of this thing I saw on Twitter today. This guy's trying to like flip over this glass bar like on the second story of at a mall, and he just falls over and just bounces off.
That ain't good.
It's like, no.
So everybody knows what a Twi'lek is, but the devil-looking guys actually call it Devorian. They popped up, I think, in the first original 3. He's in the Mos Eisley bar.
Yep. But it's not him. It's just
no, not even close to being him. That guy looked like straight up Satan. This guy looks like Clancy Brown with horns, which I actually like because, once again, I wouldn't mess with the Kragan. That was cool. That species was from actually a Solo movie. I think it was one of the pilots.
What was that? Did he just cock his gun? I think I'm behind. Oh no, Cylons! Bio command.
Yeah. The emptiness reminds me of like being at a grocery store, like at
Oh, I
one
like
in the
that. He's got a
morning.
little predator gun on his back.
Yeah, yes, he does. Like I said, this guy's gunman. That's his DC.
Gunman.
He has guns.
Vibroblade to the rescue.
Yeah, this sequence is probably one of the best in the whole show.
Wow, IG-88 worked way faster than these guys. I mean, IG-11. Ooh,
Yeah, he's letting him have it.
those are poorly built.
That's what I was, I thought it, but I was like, I'm not gonna. I'm like, man, Mando becomes like Jason Voorhees when he's fighting droids. But he's got a special hatred for droids.
Yeah.
So that's justified. He's a Samuel L. Jackson in this show. Yeah,
That means he's got razor wire on his grappling hook. That's good to know for the future.
I do like that he remembers that he has it. It annoyed me in the Dark Knight movie, actually Dark Knight Rises, where Batman's fighting Bane and he forgets he has projectiles on his wrist. It's like, just cut the guy. Like, your opponent has got his arms out. He's half naked already. Just destroy him, Batman. Come on.
Oh, nice. Classic helmet.
So I didn't know this, but that is the voice actor for Anakin from the Clone Wars
Oh, really?
TV series. Yeah, like I said, I'm just being that. Like, did you know? For anybody watching, I know I like to know that kind of stuff. Oh, somebody else put it in the chat actually, so they care too. He looks like he works at Walmart. Like, oh no.
Put it out now. An extra gun pointed at you will threaten you more. He probably should have pressed the button before he pulled it out of his pocket.
Bill Burr's character reminds me of the character from The Matrix that I didn't like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's got that same kind of, like, he's pretty much the same archetype. Like, this guy's going to do a thing.
Joey. Uh-oh, Mexican standoff.
Oh, no, that is a Russian standoff.
Russian standoff. That's a Lithuanian standoff.
Yeah, I wanted to make up a new one real quick.
More guns!
Oh, and she brought a knife to a gunfight and won.
Man.
He died so cinematically.
Uh-oh. They turned on the homing beacon.
They turn on the plot device. Waka, waka, waka.
Probably bad. Is that a Dalek? Sorry, I'm skipping forward a little bit on the screen. Did they run into a Dalek in the...
They look more efficient than that, because they float
Floating Dalek.
Whereas
Exterminate.
It looks like a floating female pleasure device. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to leave it at that. Use your imagination.
Can't we just say Dalek? Let's just say Dalek.
It's $1. They're floating dollars instead of Daleks. There you go.
Dollar bills, y'all.
It's something so. This is like the sparsest prison ever. Like,
was that her mom or something?
I've never fought this dude.
Was this Rise of the Twi'leks?
The way you said it, it almost had like a disdain and like, those Twi'leks.
I thought male Twi'leks had one.
They usually have 2 horns. No, you're right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the dude from Jabba's palace was a Twi'lek.
I don't know if he was a Twi'lek though. Let's chat. Was that guy in Return of the Jedi a Twi'lek, the one that Luke,
the idiot? Yeah.
Yeah, Luke pretty much mind tricked him to let them in. I do like the touch of how they showed the reflection in both his eyes. That's like one of those, little details that help sell.
Edwin Boyette just says, "Are you assuming the Twi'lek's gender?" That's a good point.
I mean, that's not a good point, because they've made sure to like really make those female Twi'leks look like female. You know what I mean? Like they like, oh, ooh.
Dang, Mondo's strong.
Like I've never seen an ambiguous Twi'lek. They always are like scantily clad and stripping. So I'm just saying. Lucas knew what he was doing.
He made Mondo strong enough to rip a robot apart. That's pretty baller.
So this episode pretty much made me realize what I was missing from Batman. Like I want to see Batman like using his gadgets in fights more often.
Oh, Ray Thulu said Bib Fortuna had 2. He just had one draped forward and one draped back. Okay.
That is. He was being stylish. I think some of them have horns too, because the one in the prequels had like these big, long, protruding horns. So they're just like, humans, diverse. We all have different features.
That's right.
But we all bleed green. Or whatever they bleed.
Is the Yoda going to do something here? Don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you.
We need a what? A path? Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, this show in general has video game logic. I would definitely play this instead of Fallen Order. Like, give me control of a Mandalorian and let me loose in an open world, man. I'm a happy camper.
Yeah, you could totally do like a Batman type game with a Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yep, Mandalorian City instead of Mando City. Coming soon. Microtransactions. You'd think he'd be able to stop people from grabbing as easily to grab guns.
He can drop things for maybe and
We got somebody in the chat says, I'm Irish, so yeah.
He's like, is there an off switch to this thing?
No, Mike, that's a plot device. You don't turn those off.
Oh. Never mind. Gas leak in here. Very, very dangerous. He's like, who is this?
Like
What's your code number?
Like 10 people here. Now I will say this is a Republic ship. They don't stock their ships as well as the Empire did.
Stock their ship.
Well,
I don't want to get into that.
The Empire had like 3 garrisons of stormtroopers around every corner, especially when Lucas
Okay,
got to
dude, the
Hattie.
Empire had a fully functioning battle station with 12 TIE fighters on it.
You could tell like the rebels in this are like from Seattle or something. They're like, we'll let the droids do it. It's all automated. What could go wrong? I did feel like there was some commentary about machines taking people's jobs and what could go wrong if you have a machine workforce.
You get starter bag.
You get a guy with devil horns coming in messing stuff up.
Yeah, you get starter bag.
He doesn't do the laugh, though.
I do though, apparently.
Nighthawk Warrior, the stream isn't freezing. I'm skipping the... I'm skipping ahead because I can only do still images. I can't stream the whole show.
Are you an expert?
Oh, he says this stream keeps freezing.
Yeah.
You're doing that on purpose though, right?
Yeah, it's all freeze frames.
Yeah. So, because you don't want to get doink doink.
I don't want to get my channel taken from me. Yeah.
I don't know what they do to me. It just send me an angry YouTube letter.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're not on here yet, but when you do, I'll be waiting for you. That's a good makeup job on him, man. Oh.
What the heck? He shot him through the grate and wrapped it around his neck?
Well, he kind of had like it probably already, I don't
Oh,
know.
dude, he just wasted all those
He wasted all
whistling,
those. The cooldown on those are going to be like half an hour. If this is an MMO.
Oh, no. I'm from hell. You can't burn me.
Pretty much. I thought that was bad. That was awesome. He's actually one of my favorite characters in this episode. Oof.
Did you die? And you guys say goodbye.
Mendo Jitsu.
Yeah, no. I love that, man. That I was like, yeah, that's actually they've actually showed.
That was funny.
Thing is, it didn't look like it smashed him, so it just kept him. I mean, Disney wouldn't show like a full-on gory.
Edwin said the
boy
cooldown.
style,
Terry
yeah,
just
squished
burned
him.
through a week's worth of cool points. What were those things called? Whistling sparrows or something?
Yeah. Edwin says, I just burned a week's worth of cool points. I wear my nerd flag proudly, and I look at life like a giant RPG anyway, so I speak in RPG terms all the time. Stats and numbers. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just into her as a Twi'lek. I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Yeah, good luck hitting my bicep, which is not armored.
Man, for a second I actually thought he like
Yeah,
did it.
me too.
Captain Hills, I certainly do. You got me. You got me. Captain Hill says, I dig the fangs. I don't know what it is. They keep showing them every 5 seconds. Maybe it's subliminal. I don't
And
know.
now they're doing some alien.
Yeah, that's why when you
cinematography.
said it's Ocean's 8 or whatever, Ocean's 11, I'm like,
Okay, now why is that thing hunting the Yoda?
Well, he just saw it behind him, and now he
And now
wants to
he's hunting it.
do a thing to it because Baby Yoda wouldn't be in this otherwise.
Oh, I thought they were your friends, Mando.
Look at his wings. Watch.
Jay Hamilton says, that's what I said earlier. It's Ocean's 11 meets Alien. All right. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
We weren't watching the chat earlier, Jay.
We can't read. You think we know how to read? That guy has like a don't trust me feeling. Hey, I'm not gonna. Meanwhile, 5 minutes ago, it's like the ship ain't that big.
True.
So clicky.
Use the Force, Baby Yoda.
Wing. Make sure you can hold down the weapon.
Wow. Baby Yoda's brutal.
You know, Disney gets a lot of
Oh,
flack,
wait. He didn't do nothing.
Yep. Fake out, but they pointed. I've never seen anything where this is twice now in this season where a baby gets a gun pointed at his head. Like I've never seen anybody else do that. Like somebody gotta give Disney credit.
I didn't even think about that.
Like I don't even know how to handle that imagery. Like it's a little baby, dude. Like you could not use an assault rifle on a baby, like, or an assault laser pistol, whatever the hell it is. It's like, come on, man. Another little factoid they bring it up in the show is I didn't realize until this episode that was a Republic Commando ship, and then I'm thinking about the video games that they came out back in the first.
You mean the
gen
dropship
Xbox.
from... It's not really, though. The dropships have different wings.
No, I think it was I think it was stormtroopers, but they were like no, it was clone troopers, but they're like elite.
Yeah, but I
I'm
went...
correct.
Because I thought it looked like it, so I went and I looked them up, and the dropships have different... They have, like, wings that kind of slope down, but the main
Oh, I
body
know
of
what
it
you're
looks the
talking about.
same.
I think it's a modified one of those.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they said it like in like, hey, it's a modified blah 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 ship, and that's why we need it because plot. Where's Mando's rifle? Just
I
thought of
know. He lost it on Tatooine. Because
What?
that was the episode he should have been able to have it. That was the episode he needed it against the sniper, and it was plot conveniently gone.
that. Huh? Like maybe it's on the ship.
Yeah, it went from being his religion to
It
an
might be on the
inconvenient
ship.
thing
I
to
mean,
carry around.
But I mean, I'm like that thing disintegrates everything. Like that would be the gun to take.
No
Once again, it's on a
disintegration.
cooldown. It's on a cooldown. For anybody calling me on it, the rifle has a 3-episode cooldown. Can't be used again.
Oh, we're gonna get a space battle? Sweet. Oh, the Republic Commando beacon.
Once again, the plot device. You can't shut it off until it's used.
I'm just curious why they never got to it, since they have ships
Well, they
that
said it was
go through hyperspace.
that was the whole thing. It was like we have 15 minutes. We have 10 minutes, pretty much.
X-Wing.
That's
Nice.
That's like when the cops speed past you to get somebody else. You're like, whew, that was a close call.
Oh, yeah.
I like how they're just standing there like, don't. I'm going to hobble deeper into the ship. So I learned this later too, that those are the 3 directors of the show. Of
Oh,
the
really?
past episode. Yeah, the X-wing pilots. I'm gonna tell you what, man. If it wasn't for Rogue One, I would not care about X-wing pilots. But they showed how efficient and brutal they could be. No.
50-year-old. Why did they say it's 50? They should just say it's, a baby.
Let it go, Mike. Let it go.
I can't let it go.
Let it go.
It's 50.
Let it
It's
go.
going.
It's already done its job. Baby Yoda is a household name.
Okay. That ain't right. Why didn't he kill him?
Cause plot. You know they're gonna show up later as part of this ragtag crew to stop the Empire.
This is he's a good guy crap. He's a Mandalorian.
Yep.
All right.
No, those look different than
that was better. Yeah, that was better.
What was in there? Yeah, that's a better episode.
I might have to actually watch that again and listen to the things they say.
I actually watched it on mute the whole time. It was kind of better without
Well, was it?
Because I love Bill Burr's comedy, man, but his character was so unlikable in this. It was just going out of his way to just like, hey, you don't like me, right? You don't like me. I'm gonna mess with the guy's baby thing. Like he dropped Baby Yoda.
That was stupid. That was stupid.
Like it made a thunk sound, man. The dad in me like jumped out of my seat. Like what like Disney's dropping babies, guns to babies' heads. Like nobody can say Disney's soft after this. Matter of fact, they dropped Baby Yoda like twice now.
Oh, dude! On that last episode, the dude was holding him in this arm, right?
Yeah.
Gets shot and falls this way. He totally fell on Baby Yoda.
Yeah. He's
a resilient
really
little puppy.
He's a dense 50-year-old baby, man. His bones are set.
There's the floating Daleks.
Yeah, man. So yeah, good episode.
Yeah.
I like the atmosphere. I like the tonal shift too. That was pretty cool.
So we're not going downhill anymore. That's a plus.
That was my prediction. I predicted that. I remember I said it that the next episodes will be better, just because they always do like that. Like, all right, we don't have that much money. Let's kind of stretch out the middle and then kind of bring up the ending with some really killer episodes.
Yeah. All right. Let me transition us to this screen. If I can figure out.
Carlo
Grab.
Esposito is going to be in the Gus Fring, for people who don't know the heck that is. Going to be in the next one.
Oh, is he?
So they're saving their budget for that one.
Right on. Hold on. Let me do the invites to everybody. Because this turns into
Dun-dun-dun.
what did I call it? Oh, darn it! I grabbed the wrong link. Friday.
It's
No,
just
it's
not
not.
your day.
It's not Friday.
You're having a Mandalorian kind of day right now, man. Nothing's
Yeah.
going technologically right for you.
That's not right either. There we go. Copy link. And I'm gonna drop this into the different places. That's why I'm using this instead of StreamYard. Hold on a second. What the heck? Here, let's get Edwin. Edwin, dropping you a link. And just drop it here. I should have just made a room to drop this for everybody, but oh well. What are you gonna do?
It's water under the bridge now.
Order of the Greenhand. Quinn. Oh, there it is, the bullpen. Duh. All right. There we are. All right. Let's see what the chat says about this. Oh no, you can actually read that. Hold on. I gotta transition this back while I fix this screen. I don't want everybody coming in here. All right. Read a couple chats, bro.
All right. So we got some hays, some highs. Awful Redneck Gaming says, "Hey Jay." Captain Hilt says, "I think season 2 is confirmed." Yep, they're just talking about, they're kind of talking amongst themselves. You know, everybody's got the post-show jibber jabber going on.
All right.
I'm going to go back a little bit and see what's going on. Somebody's just figured out who the Twi'lek was OSHA. See, they missed the beginning of this too.
Yeah.
I did a now you know on that. Let's see. The closest thing we ever got to seeing Yoda species explored before, says Nighthawk Warrior. We still don't know what that species is, though.
True. Yeah, that's close enough.
You're awful Redneck Gaming. You're awful. You're awesome too. I meant to say you're awesome, not you're awful. Your name made me say something crazy, but yeah.
You be nice to the fans, Terry.
Hey, I love the fans. The fans keep me in nerd money.
That is right. All right. What? How season 2? Season 2? What are you talking about? There's no season 2 yet.
No, they're saying it's confirmed.
Oh.
That it's gonna happen. Which is duh. They're gonna make a Baby Yoda spinoff. I'm joking. I don't know. That's unconfirmed, guys. But I can still see it.
I can't get over it. I will not get over the 50-year-old thing.
Get over it, man.
Just no.
Just let it go.
I cannot.
You can. You can. You're gonna be that one guy. You're gonna be John the Baptist in the wilderness, decrying 50-year-old. He's gonna be like 70 years old in his next movie.
He's gonna be 70. He's gonna get his first tooth.
He's gonna get his first tooth. You're still going, that ain't right. He's gonna be 70 and you're gonna be 70. You're both gonna be 70 and you're still gonna be mad about this.
Jay Hamilton wants me to let it go too. I can't. I cannot let it go. You know, I need to move this over here. Pop out chat. You need to start figuring out how to do all this YouTube stuff, dude.
You know what? You're helping me do just that. It's so you're my YouTube training wheels.
Yeah, this is called OBS, online broadcasting system or something. I don't know what it's called. Open broadcasting server system. Some OBS. It's called OBS. So and it's a free program and it allows you to do all kinds of fancy stuff. Here I can bring my my Baby Yoda image here. Wait. Which one am I on? Drawing? Watching Mando. Auctions. You can bring in things like little anime. Oh shoot. Where's it? Like watch this. You're not going to be able to see this except for on YouTube, but you can download GIFs and animations or whatever, or you want to make your own, and then you can just drop them on the screen. And hold on, it should appear any minute or any second. There it is.
Oh, gotcha. That's the Capcom fighting game. What
yeah.
Darkstalkers, I think, right?
Yeah. So
Morgan, that's her name. I'm such a nerd.
You are correct, sir. But yeah, that allows you to do all kinds of stuff, and you could put borders, you can put whatever words.
You can basically kind of format your screen to look like a broadcast.
Yeah, I could make this totally look like this is CNN.
Yeah, next on MMM News.
MSM. Oh
MSM.
No, that's not.
No, I'm doing like Mike Miller.
I know.
MMN.
My middle name is Stanley, so it's MSM.
Ooh, that is.
I know.
That is unfortunate. I'm sorry. You want to know the irony? Because you're obviously, we've had conversations, so I know this. I'm just saying it for the chat. But you're of Asian descent.
What?
And my middle name, your middle name's Stanley. My middle name is Toshiro.
Really?
Yeah. Japanese for fierce warrior. There you go, folks.
There you go. There it is.
The irony of that is killing me. I should have been Stanley. We got
Yes.
our middle name swapped.
Yeah, well, that's what
Terry
happens. When,
Stan Lee Huddleston would have been my name. It would have worked out perfectly.
just make it Stan Lee. That's right, true believers.
Oh, you know what? That could work, but it wouldn't have helped me out in elementary school. I still would have got them beatings.
All right, Mighty Mike Miller. Oh, interesting. Chino says, just finished the episode and unmuted the stream. I liked it. Loved the ending. My critique, I guess, is it's getting repetitive. Mondo takes a job with someone he used to know, gets betrayed.
Yep. Yeah, you got it. It's
Well, yeah,
one of
well,
those.
no, the last
everybody,
episode, he didn't know the guy.
Well, I mean, there still was like he knew the Twi'lek character and he knew the guy that gave him
Right,
jobs.
but the episode 4, he didn't know the guy.
That made it dumber because it was like you could tell by that guy's face he was going to do something nefarious.
Yeah.
So, that last episode really was not great. I'm sorry to anybody who loved that episode, but I'm not a fan of that last one. But this one brought me like this one was like, yeah, if this followed episode 4, I wouldn't have fell off in my fandom as much as I did.
Yeah, you might have had well, you weren't at a con, but if you were at a con, you might have had a dip in Baby Yoda sales.
No, I don't think so. Like you're the only person I've heard like say like I don't like this. Like people are over the moon for this show.
No,
So
a lot of people didn't like. Right? I'm not alone. I'm sure a lot
You're
of people
alone.
didn't like. No,
you're
I'm not.
alone.
I don't care. I'll be alone.
You
My
are
opinion
by your
is
lonesome.
mine.
People think this show is the second coming of Star Wars. Now, me personally, I think it's okay. It's okay. You know, I'm not trying to be negative on it, but it's not like the best thing since sliced cheese. It's just pretty much the Han Solo movie chopped up into bits, and they took Han Solo out and put a Mandalorian in, which works for me. Which is what I was saying earlier. Had they not had Han Solo in his own movie, people would have loved that movie because it was very Star Wars.
I just feel like it deserves a grander storyline. It really just does feel like super. I know it's episodic, but it just feels so episodic.
Yeah, it does. It does have that TV feel.
Yeah.
It does have that, like, you know,
I mean,
NCIS. Like,
freaking-
let's do
there's no-
everything that this episode's about is caused in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Looks like
Hey,
you got some
Maryellen.
people here, or at least coming into
She's
the,
there.
to the.
Hi. I guess she's not quite set up yet, but that's fine.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. How's it going?
It's going great. How about you?
Good. Are we live?
We are live. We are indeed.
Oh, hey, everybody.
We came on. I started at 6 because I wanted to do the Mandalorian live watch first, and
Okay.
then
Oh,
and then start the
okay.
show. So yeah, we've
Hi,
been here
Terry.
watching Star
Hey, how's
Wars.
it going?
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Maryellen, Terry. Maryellen is
Yeah.
from
Is Quinn here?
what?
Is Quinn here?
Not yet. I'm. You're here second. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll ping him. Did you ping him?
Not yet. No.
Feel free.
Miller.
All right. Let me send some messages out.
Oh,
Oh, is that a Doug TenNapel? Okay, you're making me sick.
He's
Hey, you're
doing
making me throw up.
some camera work over here. Not only does he look like the illegitimate son of George Lucas, he's a director too.
I am. He's about the right age. He and Jar Jar had a baby. It was me.
You say you and Jar Jar? Oh no.
Did you see the new Mandalorian episode? Did you see the new Mandalorian
We
episode?
just watched
That's
it
what we're talking
live.
about.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh man.
Tell me your thoughts, Doug.
Well, get on the air, man. It's so good.
We're on the air.
Oh, we're on the air.
Yeah.
Like, don't say nothing crazy.
Oh, wait. I gotta go put some pants on. Hold on.
Exactly. He gets up, he's hot dogging it. Like, oh no.
Yeah, it's one of the best just clearly the best episode to me. I think it's one of the best things I've ever seen. I think it's amazing. Star Wars is back, baby. Star Wars is alive. Lucas is alive.
Thank you for saying all this. This is exactly what I was saying earlier, where I'm not at. Like, I think it's okay, but it's not like revolution. But you're on the other end of the spectrum where it's blowing your mind.
It's a TV show, first of all, and it's amazing for a TV.
But hold on. I mean, I liked it too. I liked the first 4 episodes. I didn't like the 5th episode, but dude, they've got a $15 million budget for a half an hour show. I just feel like they could be doing more.
Did you? But this had the best.
They're doing it, dude. The money's there.
This one, well, they clearly they pulled back on some episodes. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Can you guys tell me what this show is about?
Oh, The Mandalorian? Oh, you mean this show? This show in particular?
No.
Could you guys tell me what's going on? We kidnapped her. She's being
Well, I even thought we were talking about what? We were talking about what?
Okay, wait. I'm sorry, Maryellen. I did not.
So Nerds of the Round Table. I can get down with whatever.
Yeah. Okay. This is not
Mandalorian.
This episode.
Can someone tell me where I am?
Hold on.
Where am I?
What day is it?
Yeah.
Even now, I could cut through the 4 of you like carving through a cake.
I'm sorry.
My favorite line.
All right, Maryellen. This is called the Bullpen. This isn't Nerds of the Round Table. This is the Bullpen. It's just a hangout. We're gonna talk about whatever comes up.
Okay.
If we end up talking about Game of Thrones for an hour, then we talk about whatever. That's fine. Yeah, it's just a hangout, and we talk about nerd stuff. So. Welcome to the party.
No, it's fine. Yeah. I was just more so curious. Well, I was wondering where I was actually, but I was also wondering what Mandalorian was about because everybody's hype about it right now.
Okay, I will let Terry explain that.
Okay.
It's about baby. No, I can't tell you because just watch the first episode.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a Western. It's a Western.
Have you seen The Professional? Have you seen The Professional?
Yeah, like the assassin movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you seen Firefly?
No.
Yeah. Well, it's Firefly meets The Professional. It's take Boba Fett and snap Boba Fett's antenna off, and you got the Mandalorian.
He didn't earn that yet. He didn't buy that MMO weapon accessory yet.
Upgrade.
It's a DLC. It'll be coming soon.
Yeah.
Why is it called Mandalorian?
Because that's the name of the culture of pretty much Viking-esque sci-fi warriors from the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, they're they're mercenary knights.
It's the name of the car he drives.
Okay.
The Mandalorian.
Yeah, no, so in Star Wars lore, Mandalorians used to be a race, and then somehow or another it became more of a belief structure.
Yeah, culture.
Culture.
Much like karate, right? Like everybody does like karate now, but it used to be.
Well, it's the same thing with the Sith. The Sith used to be a race.
Yeah, it's like a fad now to just do karate, you know? We're all just doing karate.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool, yeah, because everybody's talking about it. What channel is it on?
Disney Plus.
Where have you been?
It's on MySpace.
It's on Disney Plus, and I'm not laughing at you. I'm jealous of you.
I'm laughing at you.
You're off the grid.
I live in my own world.
You are in a world. Yeah, you're awesome.
She was in Westeros, just you know.
In just my own world, I'm just there. And it's fine.
All of us are completely in the matrix. We're plugged into the machinery. She's like, "What's going on?" Like,
there are people watching who need all the info, like my grandparents.
Yeah,
need some help.
There you go, Maryellen. You are like his grandparents.
I really am too. I'm an old soul, you know. Like I'll watch old movies. Like I don't. But everybody's talking about this show, and I'm like, why? Like, I don't know that much about Star Wars. Could I watch it or no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was entertaining. I just watched the first episode I watched was episode 6. It was entertaining. Unless you're looking to hate it. Yeah.
No, yeah, dude, the first 3 are rock solid. That's like the best Mandalorian movie never made. And then you could literally, stab it with a pitchfork and kill it after that, as far as I'm concerned. It still got some decent, but it became really TV. You could tell that Favreau really worked hard on the script for the first 3.
Yeah.
But So
And it's gone downhill. See, I heard the first two were and then the third one was awesome.
No,
No,
the first three were good. The fourth one was like
Xena Princess Warrior.
it wasn't bad.
Are
It
you
wasn't
hating
bad.
on
I'm
that?
not
But
gonna say it
Gina
was bad.
Carano is
I love her.
like
Yeah.
a
I love her.
legitimate, like,
Yeah.
you can't even call her a Mary Sue because she could probably wipe
I
the
ma-
floor
I
with
married
anybody
her.
on
Yeah.
set.
My wife is a brown Xena Carrero. Trust me, I dig her. But that episode still had weak plot.
It wasn't as good as the others, but it was still good. The fifth episode, I just could not enjoy it, man. It's so many things stuck out to me. But this one,
So I have to get Disney Plus, is
brought
what
me
you're
back.
telling me.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's
it's
worth
cheap.
it.
It's
It's
cheap.
worth it.
Because I heard it's like has every Disney movie, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
worth it.
Okay, so I'll just be watching those, like
Yeah,
Cinderella and the Lion King.
yeah.
Mike,
They've
you
got
got-
a killer under their documentaries. They've got a killer documentary on Imagineering on Disney Plus. If you haven't seen that series on the history of Imagineering, freaking
no.
phenomenal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a couple
Oh,
of super
cool.
chats here. Let me get them real
Oh,
quick. I like to just
all right.
intersperse them in the time. Richard Davidson for $2 says, Mike, Doug, Edwin, you are all the best. Well, so is Terry and Maryellen. Come on now.
No, we're the worst.
No, it's fine.
My contract.
Lady
My
Celtic
contract.
Moon for $2 says, Maryellen, nice to have you here.
Oh, who was that?
Lady Celtic Moon.
Oh, hey.
It was
do I
Bill.
get-
It was
How
Bill
do I see
Cosby.
this? Oh, yeah. It was? The guy from MySpace?
Yeah.
All
Are you eating calamari? What are you eating? It looks like mold.
He's pulled
No,
pork.
man,
I'm going to
this
go with
one
pulled
is-
pork.
While I was watching The Mandalorian last night, my wife cooked a pork shoulder in the pressure
Yep.
cooker.
It is.
So I started some North
Nailed it.
Carolina style pulled pork, apple cider vinegar, and red pepper flakes.
Oh, yes.
It's so good. Mm.
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 We were just talking about soul food last night. I'm with it, brother. All you need to complete that is some Orange Crush.
Oh, I gotta read this. Awful Redneck Gaming said, Lady Celtic Moon is pure class. She is. She is.
For real.
For real.
How do I see this super chat? Like, what's going on? We
Oh.
can still do Google Hangouts on here? This is crazy.
Yeah, but we're on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now, am I? I gotta get to your channel page. I gotta get connected.
Yeah, it's
I know.
okay. It's okay. You haven't.
Yeah.
You go to it even if you haven't. I know you haven't subscribed to it, so you can't find it. But it's okay. No one subscribes to it.
Okay.
I
So,
did.
You know,
I did.
Like
you
Bullpen.
better get yourself connected because the writing's on the wall.
Right.
Oh, brother.
Oh my god.
The first dad joke. Who's going to be marking down the dad jokes tonight?
You guys, you told me this was just a Nerds of the Round Table. Now it's Mike's Bullpen.
Yeah, Nerds of the Round Table is my Monday show.
Oh.
So Friday, usually I do Friday night auctions, but it's Christmas time, so it's like nobody's going to be buying stuff. So I just changed it to Friday night Bullpen.
There it is.
There it is. Welcome to the Bullpen. I'm the bull.
What are we, the pin? Or are we the luchadors? Like, what are
I don't know.
you just
That's
really, that
it's
was
a-
a weird classification because
I
now
know.
I'm like,
It's,
whoa,
it's from the
That's your
Marvel
mob
Bullpen.
name. That's your mob name, Terry the Pin.
I'm the rodeo clown. Excuse me, sir. I'm the rodeo clown. With this shirt, I'm definitely
Bull.
the guy.
Oh
All
my
right, well,
god,
hey,
I
let's-
just had this like the volume on too, and I was hearing everything in echo, and I almost like threw up. 'Cause it was like everything we said was double. Okay, now I'm good.
All right,
I was
let
like,
me
I
do.
got vertigo.
Let me do real
All right,
quick.
I'm here now. I have the chat. I can do. See, I don't do these usually by myself, and I'm used to just sitting down.
Huh.
So
All right,
I'm
let me
good.
do
I can
real
do it.
quick for everybody a real re-intro of everyone. I'm gonna start with the lady, Maryellen from
Hello.
Order of the Greenhand. Introduce yourself to
Hey
the people.
everybody. Hi, I'm Maryellen, and I run a YouTube channel called The Order of the Greenhand. And Mike is awesome and often comes on my channel and does cool stuff like draws and just is awesome. And I make videos about Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire. So if you like that stuff, come check me out.
Isn't the name a reference of Song of Ice and Fire? Order of the Green Hand?
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
sir. How did you
Yeah,
know
I'm
that?
a
No one
big
knows
fan.
that.
Huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yeah, huge.
Oh, you should have seen him nerd out when I had Quinn on here with him.
Oh,
Really?
Oh,
Oh
Dream
my
come true.
gosh.
Oh, is this who's going to be with us when you do the drawing, Mike?
Probably.
I don't know if yeah, if he wants to.
Oh, Quinn
Yeah.
Quinn has such a great voice too.
Right.
His the breakdowns he does on like Dune and stuff. That stuff is fantastic.
exactly.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right, moving over. Terry Huddleston, introduce yourself.
Hey, how's it going? So I'm pretty much Terry Huddleston. Fan art is what I do, and freelance art. I'm like Mando. I'm an art mercenary. Whoever pays me, I draw him stuff. As long as it doesn't get me put in jail. So.
And
Perfect.
all my regulars know who Edwin is, but in case any of Maryellen's fans popped in, Edwin, let people know who you are.
Hello, I am Edwin. I spend a lot of time hanging out with Mike. I guess I am a comic book nerd and like to talk about them and promote them. And you can see me here every Wednesday night with Mike Miller on Drawn and Quartered, and every Saturday on the God Squad.
Oh, man, I am so jealous of your hair, man. You got the gray.
I know, right?
I wanted that Doc Richards, Franklin Richards hair. And
Yeah.
I ended up with the
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the color? The color of his hair. That's what
He's
everyone
got
wants to be.
the gray on the side. Look at it. He looks
I know.
Reed
like
Richards, yeah.
he runs
Yeah.
the superhero squad. I'm so
Yeah,
glad.
he's got the Sam Elliott bangs too.
Yep.
He's got
Yes.
he's got the whole look.
You're gorgeous, man.
Got
You're
the whole-
gorgeous.
Makes me sick,
Yeah, dude, if you just did the Sam Elliott mustache, dude, you'd nail it right there.
dude.
I see it.
With that voice, Edwin. Oh man, you'd be selling beef.
I work down at a place called the Double Douche.
Full pork is what he'd be selling.
Yes, it's the other white meat.
Hawaii.
And last but not least, I don't know if anybody else is going to come in, but Douglas TenNapel, comic book creator extraordinaire. Tell him what you do, Doug.
I make comic. In fact, I'm inking right now. While we're talking, I'm inking Bigfoot Bill 2. That's my little sci-fi book for Indiegogo. I just did Earthworm Jim was the largest Indiegogo raise in history, 815 grand on one campaign, and we're delivering right now. We're delivering all those books.
Yeah, I got my note from UPS that it's on the way.
So I made cartoons and video games back when I was young and relevant, and now that I'm out to pasture, I'm making comic books independent full time.
You.
There you go.
Like me.
There you go.
Oh, people love that packaging, man. You went
Yeah.
all out on that box.
That was a big risk, and man, did it pay off.
Yeah, people.
I didn't know. I'm like, whoa, and then
Yeah,
Do you
dude,
have
look
one there?
Look, Apple taught me that. Like I've never thrown away a single Apple box.
that's right. That, it was
Like,
Apple
never.
that inspired me, dude. I
Yeah.
swear, it makes me feel like the thing's worth more just by pulling the little tape off.
You feel like you kicked a cat when you throw away a Apple box. You're like, no, I'm gonna hold on to this box. It might be important. I got like 8 of those boxes stacked in my room of all places. I don't even put it in the garage. I don't want them to get damaged because they're nice.
You put your boxes in a box, huh?
I put my boxes in a safe.
See, I'm the opposite. I'll like keep it for a day or two, and I'm like, yeah, this is going in the garbage.
See, with you though, I feel like you're talking about the actual thing that came in the box. You're like, I keep it for a day or two, then the iPad's dead to me. I break it over my knee.
Well, I might do that too.
Now that'll be interesting to see if the Earthworm Jim box starts getting flipped on eBay for more than the Earthworm Jim graphic novel.
wouldn't surprise me. Full insult, but wouldn't surprise me.
Hey, that's not actually even funny, because that's the case with a lot of like older toys, because the boxes get chucked. And so if you ever like find a box that's in mint condition, they want to package it with the perfect toy. It's like those boxes can be actually worth more than the toys.
That's true.
Oh, dude!
Yeah,
after
that's
Bigfoot
true.
Bill, you should do a campaign just for the boxes.
Yeah.
What are you going to?
Yeah. It's just a box. No, we just a box, guys. $50. $50. Just a box.
Gotta get Brad Pitt to, what's in the box? What's in the box?
Yeah, mystery box. I'll put my
Great
dirty
movie.
underwear.
See, I do know that
underwear
movie.
in it.
No, you just ruined everything, man. No.
Yeah, that's.
No.
Like Big Lebowski.
I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Dirty undies in it.
Gotta cross that line somewhere.
You really hadn't contemplated thinking about Doug's Fundaroos this evening, had you?
Oh, my goodness.
Yellow to the front.
Oh, my goodness.
Round to the back.
What is this orange stuff on here? I mean,
The beloved Miss TenNapel just made me start buying black underwear because she was tired of the tidy whities. She's going, I'm not putting up with this anymore.
I don't know.
She's like, you cannot have these anymore. They're all like
I don't
saggy,
know.
like diapers.
I really don't want this to go on. I really don't want this.
They're all saggy.
I don't want to know the rest of this conversation.
All stretched out and whatnot.
It looks like it's made of wet pasta.
Stop.
These things are like 15 years old. Like, Doug.
Yeah.
You know I can't mute you on Hangouts.
Yeah, that's why they call it Hangouts, guys. It's talking about my
You know what? Let's spin this. We're talking about male self-care. That's all we're talking about.
So how crazy does it get here when it's just guys?
Maryellen's like, I'm never
when
getting married.
guys are around, even just one girl, like their IQs like go up, like you know, like you guys just kind of you guys tone it down. So how crazy is it here when it's just dudes?
This is probably the worst it's ever been. Except one time Doug was on Drawn and Quartered, and like, the thing he drew was not. It was not wholesome. It was not wholesome.
So
Chino Comics says Doug's underwear are probably still cleaner than his hands.
Yeah. That's a reasonable statement, I think.
I'm famous for never washing my hands.
That's not. No, I think they call that infamy, my friend. That's something you get famous for, you know.
This is like it's like a Cronenberg movie right here. You're looking right at it.
Can I remind everyone in the chat to like and share, subscribe if you're new here, and let's get some more people in here. So like and share, everybody. Actually,
throw the link out on Twitter, gang.
Everybody, tweet their clean underwear. Anyway, so look, Game of Thrones. I gave this speech to Ideas of Ice and Fire already, Quinn. I'm going to give it to you. So I'm not of the camp of George R. Martin is to blame for the TV show run out of stuff. They had plenty of material. They skipped over it, and they paid the price, the iron price, for basically cutting too many good storylines. Your opinion on that?
Talking to me, right?
Yes, you.
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Everybody else is dead to me right now. If you're not.
Well, I think I completely agree with you. I am not in the camp that George is to blame, and I also found that their behavior kind of like leading up to and afterwards to be a little bit like I can't tolerate it, because they kind of seem to be trying to blame him. Through Isaac Hempstead, right, saying, but that's how it's going to go in the books. Bran's going to be king in the books. Just so you know, George said that. George did that.
No.
Stop doing that and stop pointing your finger at him, please.
Because I actually had this idea, like after they revealed that Jon Snow was a Targaryen. Spoilers. I would have did a whole flashback season.
Oh, Maryellen doesn't believe that.
No, I do not.
Yeah. So I would have. Oh, you don't. Okay. Well, either way, I'm talking about in the TV show.
But you're just saying like what you would have done. You would
You're
have.
a Targaryen denier.
I would have did a season that showed Robert's Rebellion, pretty much. That would have been the dopest thing ever.
Sure.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, I would have, like, not just one episode, but like a whole season where like we got young Ned, young Robert Baratheon, and everybody's young and fit and they don't got dad bods,
It would have been awesome. Yeah. Well, like they didn't handle that with care whatsoever. Jon just hopped on the dragon. No problem. Like it's just.
It was nothing. Like it literally,
nothing.
like, hey, your dad is Batman, and then I went to work at Walmart right after that. Like nothing came of my dad being Batman. Like,
well, that's why. Like they were all into like Jon is gonna be the king. Jon has to be the king. Jon's the best one to be the king. Jon's gonna be the king. He kills Dany, and they're like, yeah. So who's gonna be the king? What about Jon? You guys have been talking about Jon being the king this whole time. Why? Because he killed her. Someone had to kill her. Like the girl was wild. Like she burned everybody down. So
and her plot turn wasn't. They actually, for them trying to have a strong feminist message, it ended up saying, like, to me, and I'm gonna edit myself, but it pretty much it boiled down to women be crazy.
Thank you.
Like the message. It was like
I was crying, Terry. I was crying.
I believe it. I was crying too, but with laughter. Like it was like
I was literally crying.
Yeah, I can imagine, because they're like, all strong female characters, yeah, but they crazy though, because women be crazy, and it's like, you know.
It was a bad message. It was a bad message. I've
Even-
spent hours ripping the two of them.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber. Like I can't
who
tolerate them.
said that? Somebody coined that, and now that's like the name. I can't remember what YouTuber.
Yeah, it's sort
How
of
did you
maybe started- maybe
How did you
started with
feel
me.
about Brienne's ending? Because she
Ooh.
kind of
Ooh.
Brienne of Tarth.
That was a good ending. That was fine. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know why Jamie had to hit it and leave. Like, I don't know why that needed to be there.
Dude, it felt so awkward to me watching them sleep together. I'm sorry, I didn't buy the love thing.
Me
at all.
either.
They were really good friends.
You know, exactly. And they're an unlikely pair to be friends, actually. You know, like they're so different, but they're still friends. That was enough. That was special.
That I like that.
Why
But
do
then
you have to just make everything so corrupt? Like they corrupt everything.
I know this is gonna sound bad, but she literally like cried like the girliest girl. Like, and I was like, what is going on?
He slept with her for a few days, it seemed like, too.
Like Jamie should have been crying like a girl because
Yeah.
you know. But
Wait, are we talking about John?
It's just great. That show is just messed up. And then I had to see Arya and freaking rape Gendry, and it was just.
Okay.
Again, weird. That was weird
That
for me.
was so bad.
That
She's
was-
like,
yeah.
get on the bed and take off your clothes. And I was like, oh my God, don't deny her. Because, like,
It put
that's
the
like the
look on
worst
her
thing
face.
for a girl. Guys get denied all the time. You guys get used to it.
That felt like it was shoehorned
You
in
guys
to be
get used
shocking.
to it.
Yeah, like, I was like, don't deny her.
I
And
don't
he's
know
like,
what
okay,
you're
fine.
talking about,
Then
actually.
they gave her that weird look afterwards, like he touched me, like, but you kind of, you know, initiated it. He's like knocked out, so obviously,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I would like to sleep with a faceless woman. I mean, you can pretty much have anybody you want, but he never used the faces again.
So
Apparently,
true. It could be someone new every day, you know?
like, hey, what's
I'm
going
in
on?
the mood for
You
like a
know,
redhead. Can you
Yeah,
do that? Yeah.
obviously, because it's pretty much magic in this universe.
I don't know. I mean, do they
Yeah,
take
yeah,
poison
but she
with
could
them?
startle you and hit you with Pee Wee Herman, and then that might give you, traumatize you forever. Like,
I do know who that is.
Somebody in America is into that though. So
Yeah, so no, I don't think that I think that they had enough material to at least do something better than that. I don't think if somebody else even tried, they could make it as bad as it was.
Yeah.
That's my
Do you
opinion.
think George Martin's under a gag order though to not explain himself, or is he like a quiet writer that just doesn't give excuses and he's just going to write? I mean,
Well, he
what-
doesn't have to give excuses. He didn't do anything wrong. George did nothing wrong.
didn't.
Ooh, I'm gonna make
I know.
shirts. I'm gonna make
You think I'd
shirts.
be getting paid by the guy, Mike Miller, but I'm not. You know, I don't think he did anything wrong. You
I
know?
don't think he did anything wrong either.
George
I
did
think
nothing
that-
wrong.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
nothing
trying to
wrong.
write. He's trying to complete his legacy to the best of his ability. And I'm sorry for them that they didn't, you know, he didn't have it done in time. But he has to have priorities.
I
It is
just had
some-
this weird feeling that seeing how many butterflies they were stepping on and seeing how badly this was going, he like held off publishing Winds of Winter on purpose.
Maybe.
You know?
That is
to
a
give
theory.
it some
That
cool
is a
off
theory.
time.
Yeah, like I don't want it to be tainted with this, because he was not happy.
Well,
about
here's
it.
the follow-on question then. Since it's been, what has it been, 4 months now since the end of the show?
It feels like just yesterday.
Right.
Has it grown on anybody? Like, has it
No.
mellowed?
No, it vanished.
No.
It completely vanished.
Yeah.
No, it's bad. Like somebody actually, we had another guest that hadn't watched any of it. It was like, I'm thinking about watching it. And I'm like, don't waste your time.
There you
Like,
go.
I can tolerate a saggy middle. It's when it ends that badly. It's like, dude, this is leading nowhere.
I've only watched one episode. I'm a one episode guy. And it's kind
I
of,
think
but
it's
I've heard
huge.
I heard all the rumors throughout of what was happening, of relatives sleeping with each other, and the faint
Ooh.
chick with the knife that stabbed the guy at the end, and all the incoherence of the last episode. And I just went, man, I felt like I saved a lot of time not watching
Yeah.
that.
You kind of did.
I'd
did, like-
rather read the books.
Yeah, you should. And I started,
Yeah.
one of my good friends, I got him to watch it like when season 8 started.
Yeah.
If I had known what season 8 was going to be, I would have said, don't don't do it, because I will never rewatch that show again. But when he finally got to the end, he was like, I cannot believe that you spent how many years on this of your life, that like how many years went by that you thought about this show. He goes, I'm pissed off and I did this in 2 weeks.
You know, that was like Lost. That was like Lost. I watched Lost live, right? Episode for every week.
I watched every episode of Lost.
And I'm
Right.
and at the first season, my wife's like, they're just making this up as they go along, and they can't. Yeah. You can't have a TV show.
You can't do that
spend
to people.
hundreds of millions of dollars on a show with all this, all these people. You have to have a story Bible. You have to have a beginning and a middle in it. We got to the last episode, and I'm like, damn, they just made this up.
And the last episode, I went, I regret watching the show. I love the characters.
Lindelof redeemed himself with me, though, because, and I know, I didn't bring it up before because I know not everybody's watching it, but I'm 1,000% loving Watchmen.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that too.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah,
that's genius level writing right there.
Really?
Like because it's one of you, just like you said, you could tell they have a gridded matrix of matrices. They have a matrix of matrices of all the plot points and nothing. I've never rewatched seasons of stuff like instantly. I've rewatched it every time a new episode comes out. I literally take the new information and start from the beginning, and it's a brand new show. It's that good.
Cool.
Yeah.
How many seasons are there?
It's just one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's really dense.
It's really dense. It's really dense. It's like a lot of visual cues. Cool. So the original Watchmen comic is unfilmable because it used the medium of comics to display how time works for Dr. Manhattan. And so it was hard to get that on screen. Snyder just kind of like did it, but he did it in the Snyder way. This show uses the power of the visual medium to give you a lot of visual symbols really quickly. You don't know you're getting them though until they tell you. And then when you rewatch it, like all these extra layers light up. It's really cool. Yeah. So I'm trying to be vague. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That sounds really cool.
Feels like I have to watch it now.
Yeah,
I've only heard good things about it, Mike.
What channel?
Good.
Oh, HBO.
It's streaming.
Oh, I canceled HBO after that, so no, I won't.
Amazon. You could just buy.
Okay, yeah. I refuse to get HBO again.
It's like I told you to go back. Like, just go back. And you're like, no, I will never go back. You are.
I will not do it.
You are not. Yeah, I feel you on that. Like I'm
pretty hardcore about it. I won't rewatch. I always rewatch shows. Do you guys do that? Yeah. Like if I really like a show, I'll watch it again. Yeah. Like I'll watch the whole thing again. I cannot watch Game of Thrones.
I rewatched Game of Thrones before, like season 4 and 5. I started to crack. Me and Mike talked about this before. I was never a super fan of the show because I'm a bookie, and so I'm like, dude, the blonde hair ain't blonde enough for me, and the characters aren't contrasted enough. Like the book is, like you knew who a Baratheon was. Like, look at his blue eyes and black hair. He looks like a chubby Superman. That must be a Baratheon. This one,
your imagination is better than any art direction.
Yeah. They had art though. They had an art book that went with the books. Anybody ever get that? I got.
Yeah, I did some of the art in it.
Yeah,
it's a. There you go.
Yeah, I drew it.
They could have made that really, really cool though. I never thought about that.
Yeah, that annoyed me. I did
where
not
like the appearances were really like.
Yeah.
Like yes, I totally see
you
what you're saying.
You wouldn't have read the books and then looked at Kit Harington and said, "Oh yeah, that's Jon Snow." No,
I didn't mind Jon Snow.
And I didn't mind that one.
Well, no, because he took over the role, but he was not. I mean, none of them. We said this last night. Except for Ned and Khal Drogo and Ned. Those are the only two that nailed the
Stark
casting.
Was well cast.
Who?
Benjen Stark. He looked like
that was a good casting. You're right.
Right. Alien face, dude, man. Like
I think Viserys was a good cast as well.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That dude is really good.
Yeah.
You didn't enjoy the casting for the Hound?
I did.
I like the Hound.
All right.
I like that guy. I think that guy's
that's the weird thing. Apparently, because they burned the wrong side of his face because he's deaf in one ear.
But yes, he's deaf in one ear, and he needs to be able to, because when he's got that makeup on, he needs his good ear. Available.
Because I was always like, why? You got to burn one side of the face. Why'd you burn the wrong side? It's like.
See, this is because you guys are visual people, like so visual,
it's true.
And that's why you guys are like, that's bothering me. That's wrong.
Yeah. Oh, you told her who plays Mando, right?
Yes, Oberyn. Oberyn Martell. Well, at least
Shut up.
Yeah, he's a Mandalorian.
Really?
Yeah.
We never see his
That
face,
guy's
though.
really good. His name,
He never
Pedro
shows
Pascal.
his face.
really?
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
You're never
freaked
gonna see.
out.
Yeah, but yeah, he told his agent told him I got some good news and some bad news. Good
Oh,
news
yeah,
is we're the lead. Bad
I
news
just
is you can
realized
get
where
the
I've seen the Mando character before. Have any of you seen the television show Person of Interest?
Yes.
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 The Mando is the man in the suit. The Mando is John Reese.
There it
It's the
is.
same character.
There it is.
Same character.
same actor.
Well, no, it's not
Pedro-
the same actor. It's the
It's
same.
the same archetype.
It's the same
Oh.
archetype. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the show Justified?
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Part of the
If
first
not,
season.
thank me later. That is a great TV show that nobody seen.
Is that Elmore Leonard?
Yes, exactly. So you know the dialogue's on point. It's like
Yeah.
looking at a Tarantino style dialogue. It starts off episodic first season, and then the best thing that ever happens to most shows, they get the threat of cancellation, so they have an effort season, and then it was so good that they end up basically renewing it because they start doing like a straight storyline.
Okay,
So it
you guys,
wasn't-
we're probably, maybe not Maryellen, all old enough to remember the show Soap.
Yes,
Do you remember what the last episode was?
you say the soap, right? The
Yeah,
sitcom.
yeah, with Billy Crystal as
Oh, yeah.
and all that stuff.
I don't remember
So,
the last episode.
this was
but I
the-
remember
It was
That was
like
the guy.
this-
He'd go like this. He'd go, "I'm invisible." That guy, Bert, the old guy. He
yeah,
did.
it was a comedy version of a soap opera, right?
Yeah.
And it was just super crazy, and they were getting canceled. So for the last episode, they wrote all these crazy cliffhangers for all the characters. Like one of them gets kidnapped, one of them gets abducted by aliens.
Abducted by aliens. I remember that.
all this crazy stuff for the last episode, and then that was it. That was the end of the show.
that's how you do it, baby. Or you could do the Bob Newhart. It was all a dream. You know?
Let's see. They did that in Bob Newhart. They did that in Dallas. They did that in Saint
Inception.
Elsewhere. Saint Elsewhere.
Yeah.
You remember that?
What is it? That it was all a dream? You guys
Yeah.
were saying?
It's all a dream.
Yeah.
Didn't they do that? No, they didn't do that in MASH. MASH, I think they just left the island finally.
The island.
What shows did they do
No
that?
island on MASH.
Dallas?
Gilligan's Island.
Island of
Finally got up.
Vietnam. I've been watching too much reality TV. Not the island.
Yeah, when Hawkeye and Radar went through the portal. Yeah.
There you go.
That would have been a better ending.
That would have been, But what shows are you watching these days,
Me?
Ellen? Yeah.
None. I mean,
Peaky
I
Blinders.
watch Peaky Blinders.
There you go. This is for everybody too. Like jump in.
I
need
watched
some TV.
Vikings. Vikings is back right now, right? I got to catch up.
Yeah, I watched the first 3 seasons and I just haven't picked it back up again. I need to though.
It's good. It actually is good.
Ragnar's gone. You can't,
Yeah,
it's
that's-
just not as good. It's still good. It's just not as good without Ragnar.
It's still good though. I
Yeah.
mean, like, in comparison to Game of Thrones, like that's the worst ended show of all time. So everything seems okay to me, like when down the stretch. But trying to think, what other shows are there now?
I don't know. Does
I
anybody
do
else?
Survivor, just Survivor and Mandalorian. That's what I do.
You got to
Yeah.
watch Peaky
Survivor
Blinders.
fan.
Peaky Blinders, I swear, has some of the best writing in TV history.
I
It's
agree.
So well.
Yeah. Oh, I
written.
like Better Call Saul as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yes.
good.
But I can't recommend that to everybody. That's such a slow burn.
We dipped out on it.
Yeah.
On it. And my wife got mad. We tried to watch what's the show that Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
As soon as Saul puts the money in the grill, my wife is no, I'm done. I can't watch any more of this. He's ruined all these people's lives, caused all these things, and he's burning the money. No.
That was the last straw. I can understand. They're deplorable human beings.
What's
for
funny
sure.
is nobody so I was on his wife's side like most of the season, and people hated his wife. It was like notorious how much hate mail she got.
Oh,
like
Skylar?
in real life. Yeah.
There
yeah,
was hate
yeah.
clubs.
And I'm like, dude, her husband's a maniac. Like, can't y'all see that this dude is dangerous? And so why would you, endorse the maniac, and the guy selling crystal meth. Now, this isn't like crystal meth isn't one of those fancy drugs. You know, it's like it literally destroys your face.
Yeah, but it's a story about what happens to a narcissist when you start giving him too much power.
Yeah, I mean, but look, Bryan Cranston is just such a charismatic and pragmatic actor. Like that's what it was. Like we were like, don't quit getting in his way, Skyler. He's too cool. Like,
yes, you're right. That's the genius of that writing, though. You're rooting against Skyler.
Yeah.
Even though, like, you know, in a way, she has a lot of points. I've tried to say that to my ex-fiance. I was like, I mean, Skyler, this guy is nuts. Like,
yeah.
Remember the fugue state?
It's the thing. It's what Terry's talking about. It's the charisma. Charisma can override people's common sense.
Yes.
Right? Of what they know to be morally right and wrong, and it just.
Oh, we know that, Mike.
Yeah,
we do know. You beat me to it. I was going to say we definitely know that.
Yeah, we had to dip out though. There was just nothing redeeming.
There's not. Do you guys remember when he was in the basement because he was looking for the money and he just started laughing because she goes, "I gave it to Ted," and he started laughing. I was like, I can't believe that he just did that. Like that's acting.
Yeah,
it was incredible. I mean, the guy deserved to win. I think he won a few times.
Yeah.
For that role, but I enjoy Better Call Saul for like just I kind of like it. It's nuanced. It doesn't just fit
I love
everything
how pathetic he is.
You know?
Yeah, I love how pathetic he is.
It's good writing.
He's pathetic. Oh, who?
He's like
Jimmy?
me. Yeah.
Jimmy Miguel?
Yeah,
absolutely.
he's like
he is
me.
weak inside. He gives into those baser needs every fucking time. Like he's so weak and you're
he's
right.
weak. Yeah,
Maryellen, this is a PG channel.
Sorry. Effing.
Now we have been watching. Have any of you? We've been rewatching a show called Fringe. It's from several years ago.
Yeah.
I did
We've
that
been
comic
rewatching
too.
that and really enjoyed that.
That's
Is it good?
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good if you know what you're going to be getting when you go into it. It's incomplete, much like Lost. So like it's got a great premise. I don't know if you play video games at all, Edwin, but there's a game called Control that you should get if you like Fringe. It's pretty much Fringe the video game. So you should look into that.
Fringe or Friends?
Fringe.
That's a different video game.
Okay.
Hey, look on the
you guys
YouTube.
now.
Look on the YouTubes.
Yep. So Fringe is pretty good.
That's
cool.
Very cool.
It's the Fringe comic.
Oh, okay. All right, I see.
What's funny is I saw the guy. I was like, "That's the guy from Fringe." It looks like the one dude I like from Fringe.
I like it.
He's actually that actor is also in
very cool.
John Wick movies. He's the kind of concierge that welcome to the
yeah.
Yeah, that guy's in Fringe.
The
Last
So,
Kingdom.
are all you guys comic book artists?
Not Edwin.
Not Edwin. Absolutely.
He's a fan.
Yep.
That's okay. Yeah, but like Terry, you draw too?
I draw stuff. Here, I'll put some stuff up on screen.
Okay.
Actually, if I can figure out how to do it. There we go. Share screen and share application. I'm sorry, I'm talking actually through it as I do it.
That's okay.
Okay. There we go.
That's cool. Joshua Jackson. Joshua Jackson wrote this. I'm going to have to get that on Comixology, Mike. That's cool, man.
The Fringe book?
Yeah. Sorry, Terry.
Is that the actor?
No,
Joshua Jackson. Oh.
It's the writer of the thing,
Oh.
Fringe. Yep. One show I was going to recommend for you too is a show
wow.
called Last Kingdom. If
Oh,
you like
yeah. I like that.
Last Kingdom was so dope. Like that was like the tightest 4 seasons of a show I've seen in a long time where I felt like satisfied. Like if it got canceled, I'm like, cool.
Where's that shown at? Where's Last Kingdom?
It's on Netflix.
It's very good. It's very
like
good.
if they took Game of Thrones and chopped off like 10 characters. And so it's very focused, but it's still story driven.
That's
I was
Terry.
watching it after I watched Vikings, and I'm like, oh, this feels like the other side of the story for Vikings.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terry, can we see your color layer again?
Yeah, this isn't finished, but that's my color layer there. This is not. Let me show you a finished one.
And who's that character?
That is
Robin.
our generation's most hated character is the 2 generations later, most favorite character, Robin from Batman. You know it's true. Like, people love Robin now, man. Like, he is.
Really? Why was he hated?
Just because he wore, like, tidy whities. Like,
Tidy greenies.
Frank Miller pulled him out of Wussyland.
yeah, that's true.
Made him a little girl. Just conceded the point, and then they.
Well,
Ooh, I got to show you guys this one. This isn't finished either, but
Robin is Arya Stark, essentially.
yeah, that's true. Actually, that's not wrong.
Like, just has skills whenever he needs them, or like whenever it's convenient.
He can kill Darkseid with a knife.
He can kill Batman.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty
So
much.
that's neat. You just draw for fun, or do you work for?
I'm pretty much a freelance art mercenary. So
I did listen to your guys' bios too when you did that. I just was still not. I was still not like completely like settled, and I didn't hear all the details. But what was her name again?
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Also, material for boys between 11 and 12. So.
Yeah.
If you guys are 40 something and on above, you know what I'm talking about. This is pre-internet, folks. We took what we can get.
Yeah.
It was like, whoa, my parents let me watch this. Okay. All right.
Yeah, back in the day, parents were way more like. I mean, me too. I was like,
dude, have you ever seen go back and watch RoboCop after having like the first RoboCop? That movie is violent as all get out, and I watched that with my parents. And my mom anyway, and nobody batted an eye.
Yeah. I watched I think I was in elementary school, and my mom was watching Silence of the Lambs, and I just happened to walk in the room, and I was like, "What is this?" After a while, and she's like, "Oh, you probably shouldn't be watching this." I was like, "Is that guy?"
Don't get in strangers' cars. Don't help them load furniture in their van. You're all.
My mom was just so laissez-faire.
Lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again.
Hey, Mike does the best Buffalo Bill. So here's one of my original characters here. If you like kind of fantasy style stuff, series
cool.
I'm working on.
That's good.
Kind of a tarot card.
Nice.
Crimson Chalice.
Yeah, she's got glyphs all over her skin, and it's a lot of detail going on. Big bowl of blood. Who doesn't want a big bowl of blood?
Oh, that's neat.
Terry, I know you're doing the freelance convention grind. Are you thinking about putting together a book, or?
Yes, I am. Basically working on coming out with pretty much a brand. So the cool thing about doing Comic Con for 10, 11 years is that you can reverse engineer it easier because you already know what people want. So you're not I wonder what they like. I'm going to express myself through comic, and then they're not going to buy it. Now it's okay, they like witches, babes, guns, this, and this. And you kind of aggregate, the old boy band Monkeys. You kind of aggregate a bunch of stuff that people are going to like into a story that you want to tell, in my opinion.
It's
just call it Lady Deathblade and bam.
That's
it's using the
Lady
Teenage
Death
Mutant
Gun.
Ninja Turtles math.
Vamp lady boob weapons. Yeah, no. What I'm doing is it's gonna be. I noticed there's a big, huge market, and I'm into it as well. Just kind of voyeuristically into anything mystical, and there's a real lack of mysticism in Comic-Con. People wouldn't. Matter of fact, Ellen, you be my customer. I bet you be the one stopping. Hey, wait a minute, that looks like something I would read. As opposed to another guy in tights with the angry constipation face.
Yeah.
That doesn't appeal to everybody. It appeals to me.
The superhero genre is pretty much done. I mean, or why are you going to compete with Marvel and DC when they've got it already nailed?
I think it needs a reboot. That's why I'm doing Blacklist Universe.
I mean capes. I really mean capes.
Andy Hayes in the chat says, "Is there not Friday night auctions tonight?" Nope. I'm putting Friday night auctions on hiatus until the new year. No point in it, because if you bought something tonight, you wouldn't get it by Christmas anyways. So
and you gotta buy your kind of presents for all the family and the fruit cakes and all that good stuff.
Yeah. But Terry, what you're talking about is what they did with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're like, what's hot right now? Teen Titans, mutants, ninjas.
Guess what?
Turtles.
My kids love it. My kids love it. Me, I'm like, not for me. But we're out of the spotlight, man. There's a spotlight that I feel like you know when you get out of it because you get cold all of a sudden. Like, wait a minute, they're not marketing to me anymore.
Now, a few years ago, when pirates and penguins were really huge, I was like, I should do some sort of a pirate penguin story.
The only time I felt included in the marketing is when I saw Forrest Whitaker's character in Rogue One. I was like, finally, that guy looks just like me. I can get more.
Keep the hope alive.
There you go, Terry. A large-breasted lady pirate penguin.
There you go. I think it's been done, dude. That's definitely
DeviantArt. That's all DeviantArt's made of.
How do you guys come up with a character? Like, if you were to invent one, like, how do you like decide like attributes and like symbolism? Because obviously you're gonna pick, right? Or how do you guys do this?
All Doug's characters are him. Look at it.
Yeah, I know. Can you tell?
He's not wrong about that. You throw some glasses on Earthworm Jim, boom.
And are there any girl superheroes anymore? Or no.
Yeah,
or in the comics?
Where have you been? It's like 90% girls.
Oh, that's what they do now?
They turn the guys into girls.
I was looking for a picture I needed for a video, just of like a warrior, just like not one you don't have to buy. It's whatever. I just needed a generic picture. I looked up warrior. Everything that came up with was a girl.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm not saying a girl can't be a warrior, but why did warrior yield me all female results?
You were on
like,
Google.
It was confusing to me.
The market has shifted in a way. Like, once again, I don't mind because guess what? Women are literally 50% of the planet.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of money.
51.
That's a lot of money. So actually, my series is like 99. Once again, because I looked around and saw the writing on the wall, it's 90. It's pretty much I have 14 girl characters and 1 guy character.
Wow.
Because duh.
Like, you know what you guys can make? We should make like a new Charlie's Angels.
No, they did that and it's terrible.
Good idea.
No, a new and better and.
No, they just
yeah. I actually came up with a concept like that called Bond Girls, where they were like bail bondman bounty hunters, but they were girls.
Right.
But
I gotta think
Bond
about
Girls.
this. That should be cool. That could be cool, I think.
Yeah. First of their hold on, Terry. Hold on. First of their name, GOT for $2 says, Mike, thanks for the great stream. Just because. Well, thank you. First of their name, GOT.
Nice.
I was gonna say, as long as you don't do like the in-your-face, blatant, like I'm a girl, and that's the hook of the show is I'm a girl and not a guy.
I'm a girl, but don't look at me because I'm a girl.
I can't. CW's been doing that with a lot of their shows, and it's like it's a. I feel embarrassed, like for, like if it was like a black show and it's like I'm black. Can't you see that I'm black? I'm black and not white. I'm black.
Yeah.
It's like we get it. We get it. If you guys want a comparison, I'm not being sexist. I'm just saying.
That's
like,
CB4.
Don't make the show exactly. Don't make the show about the thing that they're not. Like, just make a show about a guy.
She's a girl, and she's a girl.
Well, character's got to have flaws. Character has got to have some kind of flaw, or else they're not interested. And
like Wonder Woman,
people are putting some of these characters on because they want to depict the very best possible depiction. They kind of put them on a pedestal, and because the characters don't have any flaw, there's no challenge, so you don't care. They're perfect. They're doing everything right.
I get that, like, but we have enough of a spectrum of female superheroes, or at least females of power, to have like some that aren't just like these flawless. But now there's like this kind of cliche, like, look, she's drinking liquor and fighting. It's like, yeah, but she's still.
But that's not a flaw. That's not a human flaw.
Yeah. Like she's
that's
still.
That's a vice. That is a vice.
You know. So yeah.
Creating what George really liked about the Marvel comics versus, I guess, DC. I have no clue. So because I don't read them, but he felt like the DC comic characters were a little too one-dimensional, like a little too like perfect. You know, Superman is with Superwoman, and that's it, and it's forever, and blah blah blah. But then Marvel. Spider-Man had different girlfriends and they had some flaws, and you know it wasn't as like neat and tidy,
right.
And that's what he really liked about it. So I think if you're going to give a flaw, you don't need to pick like some sort of thing that you can make it, like some marginalized trait.
You mean like a cleft?
You haven't seen Doug TenNapel's Catwoman? That's
flawed.
Yeah, that was pretty flawed. That was morally flawed.
Sonya Warrior Princess.
That was morally flawed.
Yeah, she was. I had a Catwoman. We'll just say she used a litter box.
Ugh. No, thank you. Like, okay.
She went full method with her Catwoman.
So,
full method acting.
so since you're actually a great Kitty Pryde type of character in this little round table for me mansplaining DC Comics. So in the 80s, they pretty much did.
You know, you could have said fansplaining.
Yeah, that's true. But I want to call me out for what I'm doing before they do. But basically, they did Dark Knight Returns, which is a Batman story, and they did Watchmen, which was kind of it's complicated, but they were pretty much allegories for real characters that they didn't want to make this dark and gritty. And so anyway, those two books alone are why DC's still doing dark, gritty, over-the-top stuff to this day, because it finally humanized the characters. And those two books are great, but then the copies of the copies of the copies of those books, they just kind of one-up each other. Like Batman's doing cocaine now, and you know?
Yeah, like they took it too far.
Like, stop, DC, stop, back it up a little bit.
Again, that's a vice. That is not a human flaw. Like, stop that.
No, but it took over the entire industry. It was just like
even Marvel got in on the act of. I mean, that's what Wolverine, Punisher. You know, I still love these characters, but they were kind of like, man, people like their gritty mass murderers. Let's do more of these.
Let's make them all gritty mass murderers for kids.
Like Venom. Venom comes out of that.
Kids.
You know.
We need flawed characters. Let's make Batman like a cokehead. Like what?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's ridiculous.
He could do a lot of crime fighting on coke. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's true.
That might be
so
more
true.
interesting.
I'm ready to go. I'm concentrated.
He's like.
The current Batman is essentially just having a middle-age crisis. It's like writing this character as catharsis for the author, and it is unpleasant. It is painful.
Yeah. Whew.
So, have you seen the Wonder Woman movie? Somebody in the chat.
I did. Yeah, I did.
I'm like the one guy I know that did. Well, me and my wife, we didn't love it. Like,
I was like, no, I'm that way too, Terry. Me and you.
She's kind of like vanilla. She's like,
yes.
I am pretty.
No, Gal Gadot. She's beautiful. I'm in love with her. But the Wonder Woman movie, I was kind of going, kind of overrated.
I actually probably wouldn't have been so hard on it if it wasn't so high. Like, this is better than any Marvel movie. I was like, calm right the heck down. Like, calm down.
Well. No, you have to take into matter what was coming before. The expectations from DC Comics had driven our desire for DC Comics to such a low that it was extremely impressive that they did something that was watchable.
So me and Mike, we have a bunch of kids. He's got 5, I got 4.
Not
all of our kids are academically inclined, right? So 3 out of the 4 of my kids, they get awesome grades without even trying. And my one, he struggles. He was like me. I didn't get good grades either. So when he brings home a C, it's like I'm giving him a PlayStation and a new car. That's what the movie was.
Yeah.
The movie was the same way. Like, you were getting all Fs, and then you got your grade up to like a D-, and we're like, way to go.
Good boy. Good boy. That's right. Good boy.
Aquaman, Terry.
Right.
Aquaman, yay or nay? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Aquaman is so bad, it's good.
I'm a huge thumbs down on Aquaman.
No, it's terrible. But dude, it's a special. It's like you can't say the movie's cheap. You can't say there's nothing to it. It's like so much going on in that movie. I feel like I'm watching what was that? Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar, and Finding Nemo, and like all these movies all in one movie. And anytime we do like a really long exposition, like we're the kingdom of blah blah, it would always end in an explosion. It was a drinking game if you drink. To see like, hey, every time they talk, explosion off screen.
Jason Momoa is this generation's Bruce Willis.
Nope, not even. He can't even read his own dialogue. It's so bad. They had to voice cast his own dialogue.
I like Momoa, but not as Bruce Willis.
I love that guy.
I feel like
Bruce Willis is cool, right?
Yeah, Bruce Willis is great.
They should have had Bruce Willis be Aquaman.
Bruce Willis was great.
How would he smoke underwater? Go back and watch Moonlighting and tell me Bruce Willis.
No, I'm saying he was great.
Who's married to? Demi Moore. Yeah.
Current Bruce Willis is like, have you seen Glass? He's terrible, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't emote his face anymore. They're not paying him enough
Who's
to
that?
make emotion. Bruce Willis.
He doesn't emote anymore?
He doesn't emote anymore.
Not in Glass.
Not so
He was
much.
great in Unbreakable, though. That was one of the.
Oh, yeah,
I loved Unbreakable.
Glass was
Oh, I
such a
think I
trash
saw that.
fire.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's about, but I know I saw it.
Oh,
It's a
Shazam.
superhero movie.
Shazam's another like pure kind of. I didn't love Shazam, but I didn't hate it either. It's just
Yeah.
I
So that
loved
was
it. It was-
hope. That was hope for DC. Because it's weird when you're a giant superhero company and you can't make a single dang A+ superhero movie.
Right.
right.
Wonder Woman is the closest thing they've come to it, I think, so far.
I actually just wish they would have kind of rearranged the plot to where like her and two other Amazonians go into the world and they're kind of doing the 3-person Cirque du Soleil acrobat stuff that you haven't seen before. Because all of it, like none of the action scenes do it for me in the Wonder Woman movie, and nothing in the trailer made me go, "Oh my god, I gotta see it."
And her mom is Buttercup from.
I like Buttercup in this. Like,
yeah, I know, but I'm going. She doesn't look like the same person. I'm like, ooh, stretchy.
Yeah, it was very flat. I did watch it, and I was like, "Yeah, she's gonna win." There was no climax really for me. Yeah.
Yeah, the bad
she's
guy,
beautiful,
totally
like you said,
forgettable.
she's gorgeous.
She is incredible to watch on screen.
The dude, I'm gonna pull it up so we can share screens. He looked like the dad from the Wild Thornberries.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He looks like a Weasley, like he belongs in Harry Potter. I think he was in Harry Potter.
He was in Harry Potter, yeah. He was in Harry Potter.
He looked like he belonged there, man. He looked. He was like albino English looking.
The person who's painting or something.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you using to do that?
This is ink and brush. This is a Winsor Newton Series 7 ink brush. And then I have, this is Rapidiograph India ink. So it's a stainy, super black ink.
Yeah.
I just put it in a beer bottle cap as my, my ink well.
Uh-huh.
And then I go over my pencils. And then after I'm done brushing, I erase all the pencils out and then it's ready to scan.
Wow. That's so cool.
That is how we do it.
I found it. Here we go. Let's see.
I love it.
Share
What are you
screen.
drawing there? What is that?
This is two people looking out of a car. My comic, you mean? This is Bigfoot Bill 2 is my crowdfunding thing I'm going to be doing in
neat.
February of 2020. I got to raise a little dough.
So that's going to be one of the frames for it or whatever.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. How'd you come up with that concept for yours?
I really have a ton of, for me, ideas are easy. It's the execution that's hard. Making an idea good. It's easy to, most of us, including you, I'm sure, it's easy to come up with things. It's hard to really craft it into something worth executing on,
Right.
So I have a file of just like hundreds of ideas that I can pull from. And I kind of look at them all and go, which one's the one that you want to spend time on it till you're bored?
Yep. I totally understand
and
that.
so there's some that are just real favorites of mine, and those are the ones that I really develop. And so developing is just kind of putting those writing, pitching hooks into it that make it more than just kind of a sketch. So like world building, history, and mostly human drama. It's like, who's this guy? How is he just like you and me? Like, in a way, every villain is kind of like a father figure, a mother figure, or regrets from your teens or things like that kind of put human hooks on them. Is what I'm looking for. And then you just start developing that. And then you just, if he's going to get in trouble, you get him in like a million times trouble so that your heart just kind of sinks, which is kind of what Breaking Bad did. You just kind of keep ratcheting it up.
Was this character inspired by General Mad Dog Mattis?
This is a very generic military general. He's like pretty generic bad guy, but he's got a lot of, I have a lot of secrets to him that won't be revealed until probably the next book. So another thing I'm doing is I've been back writing a lot of stuff into this that really isn't going to make it until the third book. Almost everything I'm doing is setting up for really a killer tale that'll come out in 2021. I just hope everyone stays in to pay for it and get it there.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
I always say a good story pretty much should be timeless. You know,
Yeah.
not to be cheesy, but it's true. Like you
And
can
people
pick
will
up.
wait. Yeah. They'll get
Wait.
excited. They'll say, take your time. And then when it's back, they'll be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You
well, and
know,
all these characters, I have Poseidon's in here, and there's forest fairies and Bigfoots and cryptozoological creatures, and the Kraken is in it. So I've got a lot of great literary figures to draw from.
Okay,
the
like
Cyclops.
comic book guys that I've noted, like with Mike and stuff, you guys have a wide breadth of knowledge.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
cool.
we
Mike's
got a
like,
lot of-
listen,
we got
if
a
you want
lot
to
of
make a
time.
comic, this is what you
Yeah.
could do. You could put this in there and this, or you could do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I was like, wait, hold on, Mike. I was like, remember when Mike, I was talking to you about like crafting something?
Yeah.
Mike has a million ideas.
That's right. Well,
And
the
I'm
best
like,
thing
how do-
about comics is you're free to do them. It's like, what's stopping you?
Yeah.
Right.
With comics?
Yeah. It's just the limit is your imagination, I guess. Like
Yep.
really wherever you want to go with it.
Well, and
Do you think that
the
someone-
amount of time it takes to ink a page is a real
Well,
limit.
right. Yeah. I'm not thinking about that aspect of it,
No.
but like just like coming up with like an idea and kind of a
Yeah.
storyline. Does there always have to be some sort of like supernatural and or like
No, not at all.
hero or
No.
something, or can
No.
it just be
No.
people?
That movie Road to Perdition was based on a comic book.
Really?
Yeah.
John Wick
Actually,
was a comic book.
John
Yeah.
Wick, Eastern Promises comic book. It's like history of violence comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much random that I didn't even know. I felt shame
Yeah.
for saying I'm a comic book. I was like, that's a comic book.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow. Yeah, I like that movie. That was
Well,
a
that's
great
what I'm saying.
movie.
You know, a comic isn't a genre. A comic is a medium. So you can literally
sure
have
is.
any
Right,
genre
right, okay.
within the medium.
That's a good way to think about
and
it.
it's got a lot of strengths. And like I was telling my son how each medium has its different strengths and weaknesses, but people don't know. Like they want to do a movie, but as a book. It's like, no, that's
Yeah.
not how it works.
Yep.
Like you better have more there if you try to I want to make a book out of this movie. Like, no. And
Yeah.
vice versa. Sometimes you want to make a movie out of a book and it's like, womp womp, because there's texture that gets lost.
Yep.
The comic books though are like a hybrid of visual and reading. So they translate well into the comic book medium, but they also they're storyboards, right? Pretty much.
Yes, yes,
For
yes.
the action, like that's why I think a lot of people turn to them. Because I don't know if you should definitely look into a lot of image books because they do a lot of kind of off the beaten path.
Yeah. Image is crazy.
Yeah.
They do great.
What is that? Image books?
Image Comics is a comic company, them and Dark Horse. So Dark
Yeah.
Horse did Hellboy, Image did Walking Dead. That's where it originally came from. So they're just kind of shooting for the stars a little more than Marvel and DC do, in my opinion.
Image does a lot of creator-owned stuff, so they're almost like an imprint, and the people writing them or drawing them in a lot of the cases actually own the property, and then they're just publishing through.
Yeah, they're not. They get my favorite. I resisted reading it because of the title, but it's called Sex Criminals. You gotta read Sex Criminals. Yeah, exactly. You're like, what? No.
Yeah,
I feel like we argue with those guys on Twitter, though.
Uh-oh. I don't.
Oh yeah, you're making a. We know the real life sex criminals.
Oh, gotcha. No. So the premise of the
Steer
book is these
away.
people-
Steer away.
Yeah.
People find out they have powers every time they have an orgasm.
All right, I got a question from Andy Hayes in the chat. What do you like best, movies that become comic books, movies from books, or movies from comic books?
Movies from books probably have the best history.
Yeah.
You know, that's Forrest Gump, Jaws, The Godfather. I mean, you can go down a long list of movies from great lit are pretty. They have so much to draw from, because to make a novel you have to build so much out. I just think there's a lot there from lit, but agents don't read books anymore. They can only handle a comic book, so that's why they're all going to comic pitches now.
Well, yeah, you know what? Even if
diluted though now, because it's a derivative of a derivative of a derivative of a derivative.
No, that's not actually that. I won't see. I agree exactly what you're saying, but take out now. They've always been derivative.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody borrowed from Shakespeare, but it was only 1 degree borrowed. Now they're borrowing from the thing that borrows from the thing that borrows.
And,
from
and they don't know the original thing, so they'll see
Yeah.
something that's based on Dante, and they'll think it's from a comic book, or
Right,
something that's a Star Wars ripoff. And
there's
go,
nothing
yeah,
new
yeah.
under the sun.
Well,
boys.
Star-
Brush your
Star
teeth,
Wars is-
read a book. Brush your
Star Wars
teeth,
is a Dune
read a
ripoff.
book.
I like to remind people of that. Star Wars ripped off Dune, so you know.
True.
Yes.
And the Hidden Fortress is the other one.
And yep.
All right, Terry, I got a question for you. You can only pick one. You ready?
Right nostril or left nostril? You can only pick one.
Equilibrium with Christian Bale.
Seen it.
John Wick or Denzel Washington Equalizer.
You didn't make that hard, dude. John Wick. Like I see what you try to do with the Denzel Washington. Didn't work. Sorry.
Dude, I love Denzel Washington's Equalizer.
Over John Wick.
The first one.
Equilibrium, come on. Are you
kidding?
You didn't like the Grammatron?
I like Kung Fu. I like the Kung Fu, but John Wick pretty much perfected what they were trying to do.
Yeah, that knife fight in 3. That was I couldn't make it far beyond that because it was so violent, but I watched it on a plane and I loved it. That knife fight in John Wick 3 was insane.
You didn't see the dog?
I was just critiquing that the other night.
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't. I was just like, I'm gonna watch something else. And have a free drink.
Look, you should drink and then watch the violence.
Hey, talk about Denzel Washington. What about Book of Eli?
Oh, that's
yeah.
That seemed like that was based off a comic book.
I believe it was based on.
Yeah.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, it had that comic book vibe about it.
Very good.
That's cool with me, man.
Speaking of, actually, since you brought up stuff that's based on stuff that people don't know about, what was the Will Smith movie I Am Legend based off of? Little trivia.
That was I Am Legend, the book.
Yeah. Which is based off what? Well, the book isn't based off the movie, but
Omega
the movie.
Man.
Oh, the Omega Man.
Yep, there you go. I knew you know.
Yeah.
See, Maryellen, we do know everything. It's all this worthless information in our heads.
Yeah.
It was worthless up until it wasn't. It's so weird. I never thought comic book knowledge would help me out so much.
No, really. Like, that's what I was saying a few minutes ago. You guys know a lot about a lot of different things.
And this was pre-YouTube.
Yeah. And people try to, like, not that it has, like, a negative reputation or whatever, but, like, you wouldn't think if you don't read comics and you don't know how much thought goes into them, someone might not know how much you guys know. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's a comic book.
We are still dumb. Don't get us wrong. We're
Yeah,
smart. We may be book smart, but we do still, lose our keys and walk around with our cell phone in our hands saying, "Where's the cell phone, honey?"
No, I'm not saying you're invincible, right? But like, you guys know a lot about a lot of things. You have to actually be pretty intelligent to write a comic.
Oh yeah.
Well, you can be pretty dumb and write a bad one.
You know what I would
not Rob Liefeld comics.
I would struggle quite a bit with the dialogue because I would want more. I would need more frames that would, because you got to limit it, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So you do what
you can break down as much as you want. Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, you can do what you want to do in comics. I mean, it might look terrible, but you can do it.
Well, right, and I wouldn't want it to look terrible. So,
but the cool thing about with anything like video live action, you only can show so many images per se unless you want to put somebody into a trance. But in comic books, if you want to break it down to 99 panels on one page, that's your right. You can do it. That's what's so freeing about it is you can literally do any wild thing you want to do.
It's a wide open. That's what's so cool. Here's a book that this is the Bigfoot Bill 2. I have this giant kind of montagey fight scene between this ape guy and this pink mantis guy. And I get to just screw around with kind of a montagey feeling fight. I pulled all the panels out. So it just kind of all blends, all the action blends.
That's awesome.
You're allowed to you can be as aggressive a visual as you want. You can put as many panel breakdowns. You can jump. There's even comic artists where it's like their style to be really stark with story and with breakdowns. So it kind of almost feels jumpy on purpose.
Yeah.
Kind of you control time.
Yeah.
It always seemed very slapstick to me. Comic.
Well, it is very broad and visual. And that's just because in cartooning, you have to exaggerate so much to get ideas across simply. So you don't have to study a page to tell what's going on. You kind of got to exaggerate and simplify things.
Right.
Kind of
I see.
It's like the early films of when they were studying vaudeville. Early films
Yes.
like those Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton were so visually clear because they came from a vaudeville audience. They were acting to the back row, so that ended up influencing a whole generation, not only of film but like of Looney Tunes cartoons, which influenced the Muppets. So a lot of that visual language we still use in comics, called clear silhouette and clear staging, which we all learned in high school theater too.
Wow. Okay. So that's sort of what I had referred to as that slapstick. It's very exaggerated.
Yep.
Clear.
Yep. Clear.
Like with limited words, because you're kind of like almost like not silent film actors,
the purpose of the comics is to tell a story through images.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you supplement the images with a few words here and there, a few conversation things that with
or a lot.
bubbles
Or
and
a
stuff,
lot. There's
right?
no rules. Yeah, you can use a lot of words. You can use
That's where
Michael
my things would end up being too long. See, like, could I do like just like, you know, maybe a book, but then like randomly you have comics
Yes.
and people do that?
Yes.
Sure.
Look, get Watchmen, Alan Moore's Watchmen, which is considered one of the greatest comics of all time. He wrote the hell out of that book. It's got 9 panels per page, which is a huge amount of panels. It's very wordy, and it just works. So you can breach
Because if it
into
works, right?
It works.
Yeah.
That's right.
Neat.
Kingdom
Fun.
Come stands up. Kingdom Come
It
stands
does.
up. Yeah.
Especially the older you get. The older you get, you're like,
Individuals.
oh, I get it now. I'm the obsolete superhero.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you're like, man, what's all the fuss about? When you're older, you're like, wait a minute.
I'm Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
Mike, did you show your guest your broken glass page from Lone Star?
Oh yeah.
Talking about
Mike draws every shard of glass.
I don't know if I have that on this computer. Let me
I'm sure he does.
He
I
does.
do. There's something
He's
wrong.
like Rain Man, and he counts them. He's like
We did-
14,500.
Mike did a drawing on my channel a couple weeks ago for a Clash of Kings cover. For the
oh yeah, that nuts one. Yeah.
And he goes, all right, fine. I'm gonna do, when I said like, you know, do like an aerial view of this mob scene, I thought it was gonna be more zoomed in on the central characters and less people around, but no. Mike did a more, you know, zoomed out, and he had to draw like 200 and something people.
Yeah, it's like
The
200
tiny
and-
little things.
it was a
I
lot.
was like, but he did make one look like me, which was cool.
I wonder if it's on here. Hold on.
There you go. You are now permanently part of the Game of Thrones.
There you go. That's awesome.
Do you think there's ever going to be any more Game of Thrones related television or movies?
Oh
Or do
yeah,
you-
there's going to be actually a show coming out probably in 2021. It's called House of the Dragon.
Okay.
And that's going to be about the Targaryens, Dany's line, starting from the first guy that came to Westeros and going all the way through to the
Oh,
dynasty that
Is that from Blood and Fire?
yeah, it's going to be based on Fire and Blood. Yep.
Fire and Blood.
So they
What?
abandoned
Still haven't read that.
the Age of Heroes one. They're not gonna proceed with that.
They're not. No, they decided not to do that. It all kind of happened within 24 hours. It was announced that they weren't going to do the Age of Heroes, and then like a couple of hours later, they announced that House of the Dragon was not only greenlit for a pilot, but it was greenlit for 10 episodes. Period. Like, so there was going to be no pilot or anything like that. It was just going to move forward. So that's they're casting and doing all that kind of stuff right now. But yeah.
Terry, is this from your upcoming book or?
This is actually a book I did a couple of years ago. I was
With
waiting
Omar.
to jump in, quit being my normal rude self, and interrupting, and just show her that you could do different page structures. Like me, I always try to go with a cinematic page structure because that's the language I know,
Yep.
instead of a traditional, a bunch of squares on a page.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah. I see. Okay. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, this is so each one is easy to track. Like, okay, this is happening here, this is happening here. And this was a mostly black and white book.
Very cool. I like black and white. Very
Thank you.
cool.
Yeah, me too, actually. It's actually really it's easier to do more with less in a black and white book than it is with color. Basically you're just doing really glorified silhouettes with what I was doing. Which
That's
Frank
beautiful.
really liked that. Thank you.
Yeah, it
Thank
makes
you.
it stronger too.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
You
does.
have to
something.
draw black and white strong when you're not relying on color. It tends to be better.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Like you find yourself telling like I gotta stop, like I'm doing too much, But because I mean you could just throw in a bunch of lines, you can grab details you want to grab, but yeah, it's
wow.
it's a fun problem. I think I wanted to show you this is one of my favorite pages. It's a big splash page. I'm of the old school where you use splash pages sparingly. You don't use them like every other page is a splash page.
Yeah, like image, like 90s image.
Like 90s image, overdid it. Like you want to have your big moment on a splash page, but everything else I feel like
because the point is to tell the story, not to not to sell original art.
Right. Yeah.
Is this like a graphic novel? Is that a comic?
This got turned into a graphic novel. This was part 4 of the project, but then after that it became a graphic novel. But
that's so nice. I love it.
Yeah, that was the problem with a lot of the 90s art is people were realizing they could sell their original pages for a lot of money if they had some big flashy, sexy character on each page.
You make it sound so unappealing, some big flappy page.
But yeah, it's like they lost the plot. The plot is
there was no plot. It was just all splashes.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I trust me. We went through the 90s together.
But I hate to do this. I have to go, you guys, because I just am getting hungry and
what are you gonna
go?
It was like an awkward pause. Like I gotta go because you
guys are nerds.
Channel plug.
Because I don't want to be on camera when my the blood sugar drops. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my
Maryellen, what are you gonna eat?
It's not like dangerous or anything. I'm just
What
kidding.
are you gonna eat? What are you gonna eat?
I'm gonna eat tacos.
What's
I made tacos before and I didn't have time to eat them.
What's the upcoming content that we can look forward from Order of the Greenhand?
Oh, actually, I'm so excited about that. Thank you for asking. I am going to finally get to release a video that I've been wanting to release for a while, and I couldn't get my partner who used to do the channel with me to do this video, and it's about Jon Snow's death in the books, whether he actually died and what I think happened and what I think is going to happen next on that. From a book perspective. We obviously saw the nonsense with the show, but it's a prediction kind of for that.
Yeah, I think he's coming back, but I don't think he's coming right back.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. See, I don't think he died. And
don't ruin it.
So that's my next video, my first solo video. And then we're going to finish up our Daenerys series where I am going to do that with Dave, my old partner, only because we did 9 out of 10 videos and it just seems right. So we're going to do that. And that's it.
And then I'll be drawing the next cover of Clash of Kings on, is it Tuesday?
Yeah, we're going to do it Tuesday, right?
Doing it Tuesday.
And you said Terry was coming? Or
no.
Well, I meant Terry was coming here.
Everybody keeps.
I'm not sure what Terry's schedule is. So
you can bring whoever you want, Mike. So it's totally fine. Whoever's available. And can you send me those chapters when you get a second?
I will.
Okay.
If I don't,
it was so nice to meet you all.
You too.
Yay! Nice to
you
meet
can meet Aaron Lopresti on your way out the door. Hi, Aaron.
Yeah, and hopefully I can come hang out with you guys again because it was fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. See you later.
All right, have a good night.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Oh, it's Aaron Lopresti here. All right.
There I am.
Hello, Aaron Lopresti.
So what are you guys doing?
We're just shooting the crap. What are you doing?
Drawing, but I thought I would take a break and stop in and say hey.
Right on. Well, welcome to the party, pal. You know everybody here?
I don't know who's here.
We got Terry Huddleston. Have you ever met Aaron Lopresti, Terry? You guys do cons.
He looks. I think he eyeballed me real mean one time. He looks familiar.
No, weren't we just online together? Like,
probably
really recently?
Yeah, probably.
With
here.
With
yeah,
with the thing.
you, Mike. What were we talking?
It was the one. It was the stuff with the thing, with the guy with the face.
Stuff. And
we're talking about something comics related. I can't remember. And
that's what we do. That's what.
Then he had to go early, and then it was just me and you.
There it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I don't remember yesterday, man.
Is that Doug TenNapel back there?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, hello, Doug. I never met you.
Yes,
really?
we've been on a show before.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we did a Nerds of the Round Table. I think.
No, it wasn't me.
This
I've
is
never
great.
been on. Well, wait a minute. That's what we were on. Was Nerds of the Round Table, but it wasn't with Doug. You weren't there.
Are you mixing me up with the black guy?
Yep. he's like the opposite of Dorothy. He's like, I had a dream and you weren't there and you weren't
No.
there.
You weren't there.
But I
and
think
weren't
you were there. I don't
We've like conversed on Twitter a couple times, but that's it. I've never. Actually,
Oh, weird.
You know
Okay.
what?
Well, I've seen you on this show. Maybe I was watching.
That's
No,
the
no, no,
thing.
drawn and
There's
quartered.
a confusion because you get
did
so
an intro
comfortable.
for-
Yes, yes. There you go.
You did
That
an
was
intro
the
for
one.
Drawn and Quartered, and then you took off right after you
That's
did the
right.
intro.
All right.
It's the Dementia Hour with Mike Miller.
Next time the cops pull me, I'm like, it wasn't me, officer. It was Doug.
That's right.
You know, I know we look alike.
You're looking for the wrong guy.
You got the wrong guy, Doug. Look at him. He obviously did it. with Those glasses.
That's right. Brothers from another mother.
Same mother.
Same
two
mother.
Two different dads. Let's get freaky.
Dads.
Anyway, because I know Mike's gonna shut me down. How about those Cubs?
Unfortunately, I can't kick people from this from Google Hangouts.
Oh man, Terry, you've been muted for 30 minutes. Like what?
Terry's been muted for life.
For life, dude. Black Mirror. They had an episode where a guy pretty much got muted from life. That was scary. You see that episode? That was one of the early ones.
I only saw the Dallas
Men.
Bryce Howard episode. I like that.
That was 4, I think. This was like in between season 1 and 2. They had Jack Ham. Oh, John Hamm, not Jack Ham. John Hamm was playing this guy that basically everybody had these eyeball implants.
Yeah.
And so they could make it to where they censor out people from you. So imagine if all of society couldn't see you. They just see a blob. That was like how they punish people. I was like, that is fantastically creepy.
That is cool.
To be put, they can't hear you and they can't see you. They just see a big red shape, which means you did some really, really bad stuff if you're red. So I thought that was pretty cool and scary.
What did he do in the episode to get punished?
He helped a guy. So basically, he was jacked into this guy's like mind where he could basically be a wingman for him to get laid.
Yeah.
And they considered it. But then he basically he's helping the guy out with this date, but the date ends up being crazy and she murders him.
Oh.
Spoilers.
Yeah, well, you asked, so it is one of the early ones, but so
this
he
is like season 2. He's allowed.
Yeah, he basically he didn't turn into murder because he didn't want to be involved. It was something he was kind of doing secretly, being a secret wingman. It's almost imagine you now, but you're talking to me like, all right, Terry, tell her that you got Earthworm Jim episode 1.
It's Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah, exactly, but except with murder. Except with murder. And so yeah, he gets muted from life for that. It's pretty, but it's actually more to that story that I left out. It's like 3 stories, and it's almost like the Tales from the Crypt, where it's like an anthology of stories. And then they all culminate into.
See, this is why I hardly ever come on. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I have no idea what they're talking about either.
Black Mirror.
This is my show.
Black Mirror. Black Mirror.
You guys have never seen
All
Black
right,
Mirror?
you know what, Terry, you be quiet for a second. Aaron.
Yes.
What shows are you watching now, man?
I don't watch TV.
All right.
Good man. Oh yeah, see that?
You threw him a softball. He just whiff.
I can tell already you're a good artist because you don't watch so much TV and you're drawing all the time, right? You're working.
Hey, no, well that's true, but I watched every episode of Lost for 6 years and I was so disappointed when it was over. I said I'm never getting addicted to a television show again, and I haven't.
We talked about that earlier.
That's conviction right there.
Yeah.
It was, man. It was that last episode. It just stuck a stake in your heart, and it just made you realize that you wasted 6 years of your life enjoying something.
Well, you started to know about season 4 that they were digging so many holes that they couldn't get out of. That
season 3.
I kept telling my son, it was fun. I watched him age as we watched the show together, and I kept telling him, I said, they're digging themselves in so deep they're never going to be able to get out of this, and they didn't. So,
yeah. I knew once they introduced more people to the island, because I actually watched it way after the hype. I didn't know the ending, but people wouldn't shut up about it. So I was like, you know what? For the culture, let me watch it for pop culture's sake. And after they introduced a whole nother slew of people, like they doubled the cast, I was like, I'm out. They're never gonna end this well. And so I felt so vindicated when it did crash and burn, because it's like you can't, like they had some good. The first season was fantastic. It's the best season.
Yeah.
It's the best season.
When you keep introducing weird things that don't relate to one another, that are just there for the sake of shock value, or man, that's really bizarre, what's going to happen next? You could clearly tell they had no plan or no cohesive plan on how it all fit together.
They said, let's put a polar bear in.
Yeah, exactly.
That was about all it took.
You know, you can blame for that, because I know people want to blame J.J. Abrams. I nicknamed him. It's Stephen King. Stephen King invented the make it weird and then end it, strategy. Like, man, that's wild.
And
how's the gunslinger gonna end?
They were all huge Stephen King fans too.
Exactly. That's why I'm like legitimately pointed out that Stephen King kind of codified the, make a mystery box, make it weird, people can't turn away, and then go, oh yeah, I'm done. They were dead the whole time.
I read half a Stephen King novel, and I thought it was so crappy I didn't finish it, and I've never read anything he'd written.
Which one was it?
Cujo.
Oh,
Ed McGuinness almost ran him over.
That bad.
Aaron, Ed, right?
What?
You know Ed McGuinness, right?
I've never met him. No.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
He almost ran Stephen King over.
Well, he would have done us all a favor, but
that's
not very nice.
Someone else took care of that.
The Green Mile was good. Come on.
I like the Green Mile. I like the book and the movie.
The movie was good.
It was actually one of the few times the book was just like the movie. It was weird. It's like he knew it was going to be a movie or something.
The original Time Machine movie.
Yeah,
it's just.
I like the Green Mile too, but that wasn't the book. That was when I drank the water in Mexico.
Nice.
I made the Green Mile.
Now, did anybody ever read the
Tip Your Waitress,
the novelization of Night of the Living Dead, the original Night of the Living Dead?
I didn't even know it was a novel, man.
It may be the crappiest written, most poorly. I should say that it was the most poorly written book I've ever read in my life. And I think I read it when I was like a sophomore in high school, and I was like, I could have written this better. It was just horrific. But so if you want a bad read, I recommend it.
No, I'm good on that. I can tolerate watching something bad, but I can't like that was 16 hours of my life I'll never get back.
I know. That's when the book gets bad, man. I shut it down because it's like I'm not wasting any more time.
Let me catch you.
Strangely enough, me and Quinn are
real fast. It's
go ahead.
first of their name, Game of the Thrones for $2. Says dream sketching job for any show. Well, Doug TenNapel has called dibs on the reunion of the Golden Girls, so we know that one.
That's right. I'd sell my soul.
Aaron,
is this Friday night auctions, by the way? What is going on anyway here tonight?
Oh no, this is just the bullpen, man. Auction. It's dude, Christmas time. People are spending money on their own stuff, and nobody's gonna be able to get stuff by Christmas. So I'm gonna put the auctions on hiatus until after the new year.
Taking a break.
Yep.
So what officially is this show that we're doing right now?
The bullpen.
This is a Mandalorian episode.
Well, okay, I started it off at 6:00, and we watched the Mandalorian in real time. And then like we are like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone started at home, kind of clicked through it, and we talked about it as we went through. And then we talked about that for a little bit, and now we're just talking about whatever, man. It's the bullpen.
Okay,
we're spitting ideas and comics talk and nerdy.
Hey, I'm still learning the format, man. I've just dropped in. I have no idea what's going on.
This is a new format.
The format is no format.
Yes, okay. Formatlessness.
Potpourri for 1,000, Alex.
So Aaron, dream sketching job for any show.
Pardon me?
Any TV show or movie or whatever, your dream job doing design work for it.
Wow, I would say
just make up something at this point. Just
see,
Big Brother.
I don't
Golden
know.
Girls. Golden Girls.
There's like, I have my answer. Just go.
No, come on. Either a Indiana Jones film or can you imagine working on The Thing? How awesome that would have been. Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, you'd be
That
great.
would have been awesome.
Yeah.
That would have been a blast.
Did the original Star Trek television show, did it have storyboards? I bet those would have been
But they must have. I mean, everybody did, especially back then. That was like pretty routine to have everything storyboarded. They would have had to.
That would have been fun, man. Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Terry, go ahead. We know you got.
Yeah, but then you got machinery and stuff. You got to be good at machinery. And if you're, I'm organic, man. I got to be like in a Planet of the Apes jungle type film.
I love my machinery. So speaking of which, I was gonna say G1 Transformers.
Ugh, that'd have killed me.
I love Transformers.
That's terrible.
You know, no, he's right. If it was just design work, like designing, because I used to do that for fun, design
love my Transformers,
and I would draw them like transforming,
Optimus.
like step by step. I did like elephants and whatnot, and turning into robots. So that would have been fun because my dad was an engineer, so I don't know. I got something out of that, I guess.
Oh, we got to introduce Terry to Brian Shearer. Then the two of them would get along.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brian.
He's our Transformers guy.
I thought you were gonna say something else, but I'm not gonna say
He's that one too.
There you go. It just the joke was there. I was like, oh man, I gotta keep it clean. Dang it, Mike. Dang it. But how about you? You go, I would do Earthworm Jim. That's what I would do. Cheater.
Oh. I don't know. Mandalorian would be a sweet gig.
Yeah.
Monsters.
They
monsters and robots.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying. I know they're probably rigorous as hell, man. Like, could you combine the rhino's head with the bull's body?
Like on the new episode, they got the new robots. You know, the new troopers or whatever those things are.
The Cylons.
Yeah, the Cylons. The new Cylons.
You just ruined it. You just ruined it, man.
Well, come on.
I didn't even think that once. Now
you can't get it out of your head. We must.
That was pretty good, dude.
I'm talking to a fan.
That was nice.
I
used to love doing that as a kid.
Yeah,
get that sound wave voice.
Everyone's a Cylon when there's a fan.
Command. Yeah.
You guys ever do any shows with any of those actors from from Battlestar Galactica?
Oh yeah. Especially when it was like huge. They were all over the place.
Well, I'm talking about after Has-Beenville. I mean,
yeah, I met Dirk Benedict once.
Yeah, that's because he was in the new show though. That's why they brought him on, right? Yeah. I've seen him too. He's a cool guy.
Wait a minute, Mike, were you at that Arizona show that was in the football stadium?
That's the one.
Yeah, so you met him at that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I. I got in the golf cart with him and rode back to the hotel last day of the show, and we talked a little bit on the golf cart, then got in the hotel lobby. I was waiting for him to ride to the airport, and he was wandering around with nobody to talk to, and he saw me, so he came over and sat down and started talking to me. He told me about his house in Montana or someplace and really snow. I think it was Montana. And things about his son was a professional soccer player, and just, it was interesting stuff.
That's what's crazy about these actors that, were kind of like from yesterday. They're just blue collar actors, man. They're not like, oh, I have a mansion now and I'm super rich. That's like
they're paying rent.
Yeah, they're paying rent. They're like, hey, I'm looking for work. You got any?
Okay,
here's you snow.
Here's a tragic story for you.
Oh, good.
Because I want to liven things up. You guys, I'm sure you guys are all old enough to have watched Happy Days, right?
Yeah.
At some point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remember when they formed that band and they had the drummer, that skinny black guy, and he was Sticks Downing was the character's name?
Yep.
Remember that?
Wait, which?
Okay. When I was going to USC back in, 85, 86, they used to have at the first Sunday of every month, they had a one-day comic book show at the Ambassador Hotel where Kennedy was shot. And it's just a little historical, connection there.
It's like you're just really being thematic right now.
No,
where this other tragic thing happened. I get it.
It's gonna get worse here in a minute, but so I go into the show, and it was a small show, but there was like this little booth area, and this guy had some comics and toys and stuff, and standing next to him was the actor who played Sticks Downing, right? And so I walk over to him and I go, "Hey, it's Sticks Downing." And the guy laughed. He was amazed that I, knew who he was. So he comes over and starts talking to me. And oh my gosh, the guy was like so drunk. And this was like 10 in the morning on a Sunday. I mean, you could just smell the alcohol just coming off of him. And so we started talking, and I asked him what he was doing, and he told me a little about the show. Then he said he was, he ended up getting into porn films.
Oh. I didn't see that coming.
No.
The twist.
Yeah. And so it was a really kind of sad and pathetic conversation. And then the guy's like, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm in film school at USC. And he's like, oh my gosh, well, when you make your first movie, give me a call and all this kind of stuff, and give me his number and this. And I was like, yeah, I sure will. And
you never caught him.
Well, we had this conversation, right? And it was really kind of sad. And then it wasn't, gosh, I don't know if it was a month or two later that he ended up dead.
Oh, you did warn us.
That's a happy ending.
He did warn us,
it was
guys.
tragic.
He did warn us, man, that this was going places. and the Kennedy thing was foreshadowing. Like, man,
exactly. I told you it was tragic.
That was actually a pretty good setup, man. You.
And then he died. The end.
I can't remember what the cause of death was, but it was either suicide or.
I'm sure it was suicide.
I'm going to help you guys out. I'm going to help you guys out real quick.
It was assassination.
You stuck the landing of this story, but if you ever find yourself,
there he is.
If you ever find yourself in a story you can't get out of because you just went down a cul-de-sac, just ended abruptly by saying, "And then I found $10."
And then I found $10.
Yeah, the guy died, and then I found a 20. So
No, it's got to be 10. Nobody believes 20, but people believe you when you say, they'll go, "Oh my God, you found $10," and then you're out of the cul-de-sac you were in story-wise. So
these days are ours, happy and free.
Happy days, but not so happy for
these
Sticks.
days are ours. But not for Sticks Downey.
Not for Sticks Downey. Those happy days.
Like I wonder what his porn name was, but I mean, with Sticks Downey,
it works either way, I guess. Yeah.
You can do something with that.
I wonder if he banged the skins.
I wonder if I could do like a movie like My Dinner with Andre, but just like my Comic-Con with Sticks,
Oh man.
Yeah, boy. That will certainly increase suicide levels by at least.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't watch it, but I would really think about it a lot.
Yeah,
I'd DVR it.
You heard dark comedy.
He let it time out on his DVR, like it's been on here for 90 days. Deleting.
Work it into a Mandalorian episode, maybe.
Oh, they probably will this next episode. Just give them time.
So, did you watch it?
To watch what?
Mandalorian.
No.
Oh.
I told you I'm not giving Disney any more of my money.
No, it's fine.
It's cheap for a month. It's only like $7 for a month.
Yeah.
It's a good
wait till
deal.
all the episodes are out, and then maybe I'll buy it for a month and binge them.
They're gonna have some way to hedge their bets against the latecomers. We're like, oh, it's $80 now.
I still haven't finished Dark Crystal.
Now that's skippable.
2 more episodes to go of that.
I couldn't get into it myself.
We bailed on that.
I couldn't either, man. Those puppets just couldn't not emote.
And I actually like puppet stuff, but I just aged out, man. I'm like, oh, this is too basic for me. Yeah. Like, we're the ugly bad guys. We're the not so weird looking good guys. And okay.
Well, the funny thing is, you kind of have to slog through the first 3 or 4 episodes, but it actually gets better as it goes. But the problem,
I've heard that.
What you guys are saying, the problem is with it is, it's like there's like a love story, and you're like, okay, 2 puppets are kissing. Are you kidding me?
It worked in Team America.
Am I supposed to seriously buy this?
Hey, there's a butt for every seat, man. Somebody's really into that.
Oh, the old film actors guild.
I'll tell you this though, the puppets are awesome, and that's the thing I'm watching it for. Is just like the design work.
You sound like you're making excuses. I'm watching it for the puppet guys. I swear, just not
for the design. I swear, it's research.
I'm just watching it for the puppets.
It's true, man. I think it's cool, but it's hard to watch. I have to admit, because it's just, it's puppets.
Yeah, but that almost sounds something more like you would tell your probation officer or your psychologist. Yeah, I like that puppet stuff.
I like that puppet stuff.
I did buy a $300 puppet at a show.
Show me where you touched the puppet.
Wait a minute.
What was the
wait a minute.
$300 puppet?
Yeah,
What was that?
yeah. Let's get into
I bought a
that.
$300 puppet. Here, let me show it to you. I'll grab it. It's hanging
I'm
over
so
on
scared
a
right now.
It's
probably
gonna be. This is gonna be horrifying. This is gonna be horrifying.
I feel like we're going
It's gonna be
down
a Twilight Zone episode with one of those little puppets, one of those little those things that you
I
don't
didn't
want
even know
sitting
that
in the
was a
room with you.
price point. I didn't know that was a price point for a puppet.
He's got it right there.
Isn't that awesome? Look
Oh,
at
that's cool. That's really cool.
You
Oh,
got
look at the eye.
pitch garbage man as the puppet.
I thought you were gonna pull out one of those, Charlie Magic, wooden. Hey, bud, that's
Twilight
I
Zone.
can handle that.
It's a two-person puppet because you got arms and you can put down the lower section here.
Oh my
Someone
gosh,
operates
he's
the
been cut
arms
in
and someone
half.
has to operate the head. There's a guy
It is.
there's a guy in Vancouver, Washington. I live in Portland area. And there's a guy in Vancouver, Washington called Luna Puppets. And he makes these really cool puppets like this. And I'm not a puppet guy.
That is
I
cool. That is
collect
cool.
this stuff, but I was like, I just
All right, I'm getting one. I'm getting one.
Do a voice.
So- Huh?
Do a voice. You have a puppet.
No,
You
see, I
gotta
don't do
a
that,
voice.
man. I don't...
Come
Is
here,
that-
Aaron. Hey, Aaron, how are you doing today? Is everybody having a good day today?
That's a good voice. Who's doing that?
That's Miller, man. It's not me.
That's a good puppet voice, Miller.
Yeah, but check out the website. It's called Luna's Puppets, and he has like all sorts of like weird creature things like this. He does some really elaborate stuff. Like he had this monkey head that he did. It was like inside a bubble helmet, like a space monkey.
Oh,
Freaking awesome! But it was like he wanted like $3,000 for it, and I was like,
Jeez.
yeah, that's a little out of my price range.
I'm in the wrong business. I've been drawing men in tights. I need to be making
There were
puppets.
stolen puppets.
Exactly.
not the puppets.
Yeah,
It's
you
funny
are-
when he
you are
closes.
natural
You
out there.
close everything up. He just looks like a ball of fur.
That's right. You go like that, and
Oh man, that is way better than what I thought it was gonna be. I thought
it's like
oh
a
no.
tribble.
You should start a puppet show for YouTube, Aaron.
You know, I'd probably get the stuff my daughter watches. She goes, Dad, I got to show you this funny video. She's 17, right? And it's like the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's got like 1 million views.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Are you talking
If
about
I went-
Don't
if
Hook
I
Me, I'm
went on
Scared?
YouTube with this, I'd have 1 million views.
Do it.
Yeah,
Said
do it.
dumb things.
Yeah, there's a show called Don't Hook Me, I'm Scared on YouTube. I actually do love that show. But that's like if you combine Sesame Street and David Lynch, you get that.
No, you could have
It's-
that puppet telling the story about the guy that died.
Yeah, that's right. Here's my story about Sticks Downing. Oh, it's sad.
Yeah, I would watch. That I would get a click for me on that.
All right, the best part, then he died.
Well, you know, I don't know. I mean, I lived in LA for 3.5 years, so I have several celebrity stories. They're not great stories.
Do
but
they
at
all
least
end
are
with, "And then he
celebrity
died"?
stories, so. No, that's the only one where the guy died.
Oh, I don't want to hear the others.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear about everyone in LA dying.
Yeah, you led with the strongest possible.
You came out with the good one.
Now, the good one is I was reading scripts at TriStar, and I was going through the parking structure into TriStar, and what's the gal that was in Princess Bride? What's her name?
I call her Princess Buttercup. I can't
Yeah,
remember her name.
Buttercup.
Yeah.
what's her name?
Yeah.
Well,
We're terrible
she's-
people.
Sean
Yeah.
Penn's wife.
Jinx.
Well, she was coming into the parking structure as I
Robin
was
Wright.
Robin Wright.
There you
yeah.
go. There you go.
Who is
And-
so wrong, by the way.
It was the middle of the day, but it was still dark in there, you know. And we were the only two in the parking structure,
Oh,
so I really wanted to go up and talk to her, but I was afraid it might seem inappropriate or creepy. So I just said hi to her, and she said hi back. We smiled, and I kept on going. But I was like, if it had been out in the sidewalk where it was less
Right there.
creepy, I'd
Right
have-
there. Right
could have
there.
mugged her.
Right there, guys. Hold on. Wait
Ever
for
Todd.
it. And then I found $10.
And then I
I'm
found
telling
$10.
you, that's where that goes. Like I wanted to meet her, but I didn't. The story has no ending. But then I
told
found
you I don't-
$10.
I said I don't have good endings. These are not good stories.
No,
They're
I'm
like
saying
Stephen
you are.
King novels.
I'm telling you, use that from now on for every story you tell.
That's right. It's better than Stephen King.
It's mild because like money, it's you end it with finding money. I actually have a story similar to that where I almost met Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Almost. That's pretty
Almost.
good, though.
My wife's. We're looking at this huge guy. He's a big guy even in real life. He's not just TV big, and he's in a Hawaiian shirt and he's loading his truck up with bikes. But I literally, my brain didn't pick up on him. And when I finally realized it was him, he was putting on his sunglasses as he drove off, and I was like, "Crap, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger." And I had plenty of time to go make a move and didn't even do it.
If he had looked out the window and said to you as he drove off, "I'll be back." Now
I'll be right back.
Right?
All right, I got a Lou Ferrigno one.
I chased him and said, "Can I get $10?"
He goes to all the cons, right? But we're in San Diego Comic Con, and we're in. It's me and my wife and I think Elijah was a baby, and my father-in-law, and my wife is talking about how she's actually got muscle on her arm now because she's been carrying babies, and it's like women don't have right. So she's like doing this, and the elevator door opens, and there's this wall of a man. Lou Ferrigno watching my wife flex, and he just points at her and goes, "What's that?" And she goes, "That's just my muscle." He's all, "That's a muscle." His arm is as wide. And then I found $10.
That's pretty good. No, you didn't need it. You didn't need it, Mike.
No, that's not what he said, Mike. What he said was, "Not the muscle."
Not the muscle.
Oh, wait, no. No. If you can do that. Even though Lou Ferrigno is a bona fide jerk, man. Like I got like more than one Lou story. I'm not even gonna tell him. I don't like.
Well, you've heard Art Taber's story about him, right?
No, tell me, because I wanna feed my anger.
Art's got to tell his own story.
Yeah, I can't tell Art's story for him, but it was pretty rude.
Yeah, he's not you would think for a guy that was in one thing, he'd be nice. Like, dude, you was only in one thing.
Because he's sitting there at Comic-Con selling his photos, going like, "This is my life." Oh,
it's over. We're doing it too, and we're happy that it's our life. But he's stepped out on him.
He's watching
Doug,
Arnold.
We want an uncomfortable J.J. Abrams story.
Oh, I can't tell that one. Come on. I tried out for Lost, and I can't.
Really?
I did. Yeah, I was as a Lost when they were picking writers, and I went in there, and Lindelof was in there, and a bunch of other guys, and they were asking me what I would do. They didn't know anything about the story, by the way. They'd already halfway through the pilot. They didn't know anything about the island or what it was going to be. Cool. And
my wife was right.
They said, "What would you do?" But yeah, I talked to Paul Dini, who was on that's up to the second season, I think, and he said, "Yeah,
really? I didn't know that.
He said they had no idea. They had no idea, and he found out that I had created Earthworm Jim. He said, "Prove it." And so I took a white pen and I went up on his whiteboard and I drew Earthworm Jim on the whiteboard, and he came and pretended to perform a sexual act on me. He enjoyed it so much in front of everybody, and I just sat there and didn't know what to do.
That was the greatest grift of all time. You like, what if you just a really good artist? You're like, "See, I did it."
Yep. And then I found $10.
Hey, so every time the chat says,
"Yeah, you gave me $10."
The puppet needs to say that. I agree with him. So every time the chat says, the puppet needs to say, "And then I found $10."
And then I found $10.
That would be great. Waka waka waka.
I found $10.
We need to do it. And Mike's got the better voice.
And then I found $10.
There you go. I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness. That's great.
Man, how did my wife call that at the first? Right at the beginning.
Call what?
She'll never let me down on that, or let that go either. About Lost.
Oh, right, yeah. Yep.
I tried out for doing storyboards for DOA, the one with the version with Quaid and
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan. And I went in. I was in film school at the time. And there might have been an ad either up on the bulletin board at film school, or I saw it in Variety or something. I don't know. And so I went in and met with the directors, who I don't think have directed anything since. And that was, 35 years ago. And so basically I got the job. They gave me the job, and they said, "When can you start?" And I said, "Well, let's see, I got school tomorrow. So how about 3:00 tomorrow afternoon?" like, well, no. You said, "You got to work, it's like 7 days a week, you got to be available all day long, 7 days a week. I go, I can't do that. I'm in school right now.
I'm in school to learn how to get a job like the one you're offering me right now.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Yeah, you fumbled that, man.
That's right. That
I
was
was literally mid semester. I couldn't just drop out. And plus to do a storyboard job, I was like, yeah, whatever. So I was thinking I was going to be Spielberg at that point. So
you could have a very lucrative storyboard career, which pays much better than comics do.
That's true, but everybody that's in storyboards wants to get into comics because they don't get any credit for their work, and of course everybody that's in comics thinks they want to get into storyboarding because it's
pays
so glamorous. But
well, we can see how glamorous comic books are.
yeah.
Well, the amazing thing is, after I left that meeting with them, I found $10. So
Yes!
Close the deal. Closed it right there. Now that's the story.
Yes.
Good one.
Oh, where's JoJo still awake? He would probably lose his mind over the puppet.
Over the puppet. Yeah,
this is the most use I've got of this puppet since I bought it like 4 years ago. So
Dude, you gotta quit setting me up, man. I'm just trying to be good here.
Hey now, it just sits on a broom.
Oh no!
I'll be back.
What?
I'm trying, folks.
It's a puppet, not a real doll, Terry.
That did not help, man.
We were all supposed to be a bunch of Christians sitting here. We'll get
That's
you.
right.
I'm actually not. I'm an infiltrator. So
he's the one that's not, and he's the cleanest one here.
Okay, so you're
I'm an heathen.
Satan worshiper.
Exactly. I got. If I move to the left, you'll see my giant pentagram behind me.
It's burning a hole in the wall right now.
Yeah, I've always actually, how if you guys go to church, and I used to go to church back in the day, and I don't care what level of belief system you're on, like church can get mundane after a while. Like imagine like a cult being that mundane. Like, hey, could you give me a ride to the cult, dude? Are they gonna watch our kids in the cult? Like, like while we do our Satan worship, is it like a place we can feed our babies? Like life's so mundane to me. I just can't see this sexy. They always make devil worshipers so sexy. Like, oh my God, satanic cult. It's like
everybody that's involved in them are all fat and ugly, so it's kind of like, well, it's not exactly Hollywood, but
no, they always sex it up on TV. Like, hey, oh my God,
has anybody seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? By the way,
yes,
I haven't seen it yet. I want to though.
Terry,
is it any good?
It is so good.
Is it? Because I hate Tarantino, but that film really intrigues me. So
you'll love it. Just trust me on it. It's a very it's Tarantino, but it's in his best form, in his best storytelling, real movie, really great movie form. Yeah.
All right.
I think the only Tarantino I don't like I feel like Jackie Brown is sort of weak.
Yeah.
But I like Django a lot because somebody told him to make a coherent story in Django.
Dude,
like
Django
it's a superhero movie.
Three climaxes.
It's a superhero movie. It's
got three climaxes.
It's a superhero movie.
I never finished it.
Never finished it.
I don't care for Black Bastards. I think Reservoir Dogs is probably one of the best movies I've ever seen, and I like Pulp Fiction a lot.
Man, for a while there, it sounded like you mean Inglourious Bastards, right?
Yeah, not
Inglourious Bastards.
Because it sounded like you said Black Bastards. I'm just like,
no.
That's what I heard.
Did I say that?
I don't care for Black Bastards. I don't care for Black Bastards.
I don't like the Black Bastards. How did that fall out?
Hey, you're being truthful.
It's a Rorschach test.
You're being truthful. Like, I don't care for Black Bastards.
Black Bastards.
Like, first of all, I want to watch that movie. I'm mad I missed it. And I don't care if you don't like it.
Oh, that's getting clipped.
I'm gonna find Black Bastards. Tarantino's lost treasure. Black Bastards.
They're gonna shut down this YouTube channel.
I'm in trouble. Marty in trouble.
Hey, that's nothing wrong with that. There's some Black Bastards out there.
Hey, don't perpetuate stereotypes.
Let's not be exclusive.
Dude, I am a stereotype. I'm a Black bastard. My mother and father weren't married. So there you go. Look, I got to give you guys the speech. I'm going to only give it this one time with this one group. Like, I don't think that every single thing in the world is racist. Matter of fact, most of the people call racist ain't racist at all. It's just got a racial element to it. I like Asian food. That's racist. Like, no, it isn't. That's
Just
not
actually
racist.
cultural appropriation, I think, isn't it?
You know, it's still not racist. Cultural appropriation ain't racist.
No, I know.
Look at the
Most
shirt I'm
people are
wearing.
trying their best. Most people are trying their best, and they get awkward, and that's, you know what? But if somebody's trying, they probably don't hate you.
There you go. I mean, if somebody said they don't like black bastards, then I gotta, you know.
Then you got a problem.
Then I'm like, oh, well, that's very specific, sir. Like, I don't like bastards.
I would challenge TenNapel to a duel. Black powder pistols. Oh no, black powder. Oh no.
He made me laugh, man. I can't even be mad about it.
Hey, you remember when we were in the car with David, and I was explaining to you that Asian men don't like Asian women?
They don't?
Yeah, somebody back him up on this, because otherwise this is awkward. Go ahead.
I'm talking to you, Terry. You remember we were with David? We were in St. Louis, right?
Yeah, I do remember that, because you were doing the Buffalo Bill impersonation.
Oh, it would be better if you just left Mike hanging. Make it awkward.
I'm not gonna. No, I can't leave him hanging out.
No, man. Okay, so I'm explaining it to Terry. I'm like, Asian men don't like Asian women. And he's like, what? What are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah. And he's all, why? And it's like, because we have Asian mothers. And I go, David? He's like, that's right. David. Dave Long.
I'm not sure. Are you joking or are you actually being serious?
I'm being serious.
That is. No, I can't say the same.
You're in America, 9 times out of 10, you see an Asian dude, it's got a white girl or something else. Because Asian men do not like Asian women.
I love my black women. If I was a white dude, I'd be trying to date black women. Like, I love them. They're fantastic.
I like the Jews.
There you go. Like, I wouldn't even know how to delineate. Like, are you a Jew? Because if you're not, then
no, it's really weird. I never even really thought about it growing up. But then, like, I went back after, I married my wife who's Jewish. I went back and thought, it's like, dude, the girl I had a crush on in 3rd grade was Jewish, and then the girl I, was with in like freshman year was Jewish. I'm like,
osmosis.
Was there just like a lot of Jews around me, or was there just this? What?
Or you have a Jew, you have a Jew thing.
I got a Jew thing.
Strong Jewish genes do got that Wonder Woman by that dark hair kind of, they're not quite like white girls. You know what I mean? They kind of got a lot of curves. So yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yep.
Well, in 3rd grade, the curves wasn't really a thing. But
Terry, I dated black girls in the South before it was cool.
And you loved it. And you loved it. You loved every dang minute. I almost cussed. I edited myself.
My girlfriend was robbing the cradle. I was like 19 and she was 28.
You loved it.
Oh yeah, man, that was an education, without a doubt.
Like you took that right back to your white wife and was like, "Look what I learned, babe."
I've never been married to a white girl. I'm married to a Hawaiian girl.
Oh, you cheated. You basically just did like a cafe mocha blend of both. Like, all right, what's the difference there?
It's pineapple pizza. Pineapple on the pizza.
I didn't realize, speaking of Hawaiian, I didn't realize there was so many. I went to Hawaii for the first time earlier this year. I didn't realize there's so many black people in Hawaii.
That's
like seriously,
that's
like legit culture shock.
Very well
like,
in
what?
Hawaii, and white people are treated poorly.
It's because of the military bases, and which is another misnomer people don't know, is that the military is not full of white people. Like, I'm ex-military myself. The military is full of brown people, but they always advertise it like it's just full of Bruce Willis white guys.
What MOS were you, Terry?
I was I'm gonna give you the fancy name. I was the 434th Logistical Operations, but really I just drove a bus. Okay, all right. I drove a bus and I drove forklifts and.
But you drove it very logistically.
I did, but that was our official, like, we logisticals right in Grissom, Indiana. Were you in yourself?
Yeah. I was up.
What was your job?
Infantry.
Oh, okay. Are you an Army?
Yeah, I was in the
I'm
Army.
So sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
It was fun.
Here goes.
You seem like a smart guy. Why did you?
They're going to take it out in the parking lot. Here goes.
Why did you go to the Army?
Well, my dad laughed at me and did the same thing because I had a 130 GT score, but I wanted to get an experience that I couldn't replicate as a civilian. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I don't like dirt though, so. So like the army like lives in dirt, man. They're like, you know, you gotta crawl and I want to sit in a chair.
I have dug many a hole. I have slept in the mud more nights than I would like to think about.
Oh man, I don't doubt none of that, man. I did that in boot camp, and after that, I was in air-conditioned buildings or vehicles. Yep, the Air Force is full of nerds. They call us the Chair Force. That's our nickname. Yeah. It's true too. It's absolutely true. Yeah.
Sticks Downing drove a bus right till he died.
Oh no,
Cliff.
Farmer Dan in the chat says, "Go Navy."
$10.
Who doesn't want to live on land? That's all I don't understand. Like, why go Navy? Like, I don't want to live on a boat.
I couldn't do that
on a boat. Sub duty. Oh my god!
Yeah, with a bunch of dudes just spilling each other's farts for however long. No,
yeah, you're breathing them. You're like those farts are keeping you alive.
Like your second wave of oxygen under there.
Oh no!
Every time says my pops was Navy. All right, more. Well, I guess I'm a landlubber. I'm gonna just shut up now. Marines. I don't mess with Marines. Marines are like the real deal, folks.
That's
people
right.
in the chat, like they are American psychopaths. They fight.
Hey,
they fight on our
a
side.
ranger or something?
Say what now?
Wasn't Billy Tucci a ranger or something? Like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, he's crazy. I love Billy. I just seen Billy. He's a crazy nutbag. He'll be the first to tell you because you got to be crazy to join the Marines. No sane person would join the Marines.
Let's see. What program? Oh, sorry.
It's if you say to yourself, like, I want to see the whites of their eyes before I kill them. Oh, Marines.
Marines
is where I want to go. Like,
tip of the spear.
How can I stab people? Marines. Go to the Marines.
Right, so, Terry, let me bring you back around to your book, man. When are you thinking about launching that bad boy?
Actually, I just got a call from a real nice lady that runs a magazine that deals with a lot of mysticism and stuff like that, and she wants to publish my image, one of my images on her cover. So that gave me like a hard deadline for spring. So that's when I'll be probably launching the deck of cards and stuff like that. Yep, this spring, the equinox is when.
Well, that's right. You got the mystical elements. Are you going to go Kickstarter or are you going to go Indiegogo? Have you thought that far ahead?
I've thought about it, but I've never done it. But thanks to Mike, I'm warming up to a lot of stuff. I was not necessarily against it, but I just kind of, it wasn't my wheelhouse, so I wasn't going to bother to. But then I'm hearing, all these like pretty much like those 80s infomercials, like I did a Kickstarter and I made $10 million, type of, 1 a.m. infomercial thing. So I'm like, wait a minute, all my friends are making big money on Kickstarter. I better come up with something worthwhile. And so
decks of cards are good.
I've actually, thank you. Yeah, I've actually had them for over a year now. So they're not like they sell really well. Like I break my items down on the demographics, and it's my second highest selling demographic things I sell. So I don't like to take that much risk. I want to know it's going to work. So now I'm ready to do Kickstarter and stuff like that.
Oh, Aaron, you are over 200 backers now.
Well, I've been over 200 backs for about 2 weeks. I stayed right at that number. In fact, somebody refunded yesterday, so I may be down one.
Oh, heartbreaking.
Tragic.
Yeah. Hey, I call them first world problems. Like, only 200 people give me money for my stuff.
Wait a minute.
We're living in
give me more money to draw.
I brought it up. I'm just, I was asked about it.
No, I know. I'm messing with you, man. I like messing with people.
Hey, guys.
What is going on back there?
I've got 3 kids in here. I don't. That's fine.
Clean it up, man.
They keep multiplying.
I know, right?
No, so what ends up happening, and Mike can attest to this, anybody with older kids, at first they're your children, you love and joy, you can't live without them, you want to live for them, but then they become roommates. And then you're like, I can't wait for you to, not live with me no more.
But then it gets eerily quiet. Then.
I love the quiet. I love it. I drink it up like a fine wine, just quiet.
I have earplugs.
Yeah, there you go.
They're like silicone. They like they almost like wet wax, and you just shove those in there, and all I can hear is my tinnitus, and I love it. It's just
there it is. There it is.
I'll take that.
The howl of the sirens driving you crazy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. How much? Like, so what's the age breakdown of your kids, Mike?
18, 17, 12, 11, 10.
See,
Except Isaac's going to be 13 in 10 days? 9 days. 9 days.
Well, like, there's no more awkward of a puberty than boy puberty, because with girls, they like grow into this full-fledged, like, 35-year-old woman, but boys are still awkward for a longer time. So they got these big bodies, but they're still like 10 in their head. Like, they're just like, I want to play with Trent. Like, dude, you're 6'2", playing with, like, you know, preschool
Legos.
toys, man. Like, give me those.
They're a little slower on the mental development.
And I was the same way. I held on to my Transformers way too long.
I was in high school collecting Star Wars toys.
Actually, I never let them go. But look, listen,
right.
I'm talking bad about my kids right now. But it's interesting. So I got like one kid. Like, so I got the 18, 17, 14, and 9. And then I went to the doctor because I'm like, I'm done with this. I don't want to be a person that makes people anymore. So take me out of the game. Take me out of the game, coach. I'm retiring from being a people maker. And
I have 17, 16, 14, 12.
All right.
All our kids are like the same range, except Aaron, how about yours?
26 and 17.
So my
son is a successful engineer and completely off the payroll and has been for a couple of years.
Good.
My daughter is a senior in high school.
There it is. The way you frame that, I thought she was gonna be like, and she's, you know, a mass murderer. Like, my daughter kills people. She's an assassin. Yeah.
She's on her third
Then I
mortgage.
found $10. So it worked
No.
They work it as a team. Aaron kind of lulls them in with the puppet, and then the daughter hits him with the garage.
Oh, dude. That's dark. That's dark. That is dark.
Too much Stephen King going on there.
Oh, hey, Roscoe Davis in the chat has a great slogan for Garbage Man. It's whether brown, black, white, or tan, everyone can back Garbage Man.
What is Garbage Man?
I just say back Garbage Man so Aaron doesn't have to kill again.
Yeah, this is right here, man. Garbage Man.
Oh, that's the puppet is Garbage Man.
No, not the
Look at his Garbage Man. He's pointing to his comic.
Merchandise yet, man.
Oh, it's a comic. Okay, I'm not knocking that puppet, man. I don't know what Garbage Man is.
Spent a lot of money on that puppet. So
Aaron, why don't you explain to Terry and everyone what Garbage Man is, and we'll have the folks put the link in the chat. Oh, Ray Thulu's already putting the link in the chat.
There you go.
I'm stepping in it right now. Like,
well, about 10 years ago when I left Marvel and went over to DC.
Traitor!
Well, somebody.
I'm joking. I don't care.
Somebody at Marvel did me wrong, so I was unhappy. So, anyway, I was talking to Dan DiDio before I took over Wonder Woman, and there's Garbage Man right there, and the Swamp Thing was being held hostage by Vertigo, and they wouldn't give it back to DC proper, and so Dan wanted a monster book in the DCU, and so I said, well, let me take a crack at it. So I came up with Garbage Man, and originally it was going to be its own series, and then it was going to be a mini series, and then it was going to be a backup story in Batman, and then it ended up being run through a couple mini series at DC that very few people saw because no one buys an anthology miniseries. And what was that?
What
year was that?
I created them in 2010. I think it probably came out around 2012, maybe, when the first one came out.
Okay.
And so anyway, it kind of stayed in limbo after those two miniseries because they got Swamp Thing back from Vertigo, so they didn't really need Garbage Man anymore. And so this past summer, the rights finally reverted back to me. So I thought, you know what? I've got 120 pages of existing material I did for DC. I'll do a whole new story to add to it. The Batman appears in the miniseries, so I have to remove Batman and put my own characters in. So there's some new material in there, and So I thought I'd put this whole package together in a nice, big, oversized, European-sized hardcover,
I
about
love those.
170 pages. Throw it up on Indiegogo and get it funded. And so far, it hasn't gotten funded.
What?
But we're still pushing, man. Still got 2 weeks left.
Still got 2 weeks left, man.
Yeah.
And you got look. People gonna get that Christmas money. It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have it set up to where you could do it just like pretty much make what people
Hold
bought.
on. Edwin's got it up on screen.
In full color, in living color, no less.
In living color.
It's funny because I feel like Garbage Man would have been a perfect foil to Swamp Thing, actually.
Well, we could have had some fun with it. I mean, I had the choice when I created. He said, "Do you want to do this strictly as a creator owner, or do you want it to be kind of like a creator owned that's part of the DCU?" And I said, "Well, let's put it in the DCU because then maybe some other people guest star him in other books, and get seen more." And of course, like I said, I was halfway through the first miniseries when they got Swamp Thing back from Vertigo, and so then it was kind of like they didn't have any plans for Garbage Man. So I just finished out the miniseries, and that was it.
Terry, did you see that? Did you see that Damage comic book that DC had out recently?
Oh no, not recently. No, I'm actually. I think my biggest secret is that I'm not up on modern comics anymore. I can't, like, my brain won't let me enjoy them like I used to. Like they're kind of like, I'm talking about like mainstream Marvel DC stuff. It's just if it's not a self-contained story, it's hard for me to even care. But anyway, so. What's up with the Damage book, though?
Oh no, Aaron did the pencils on Damage, but then what did you do recently, Aaron? That's like super big in the stores.
Oh, I'm working on Justice League right now.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
In the Dark Multiverse, yeah.
Oh, I just did. Yeah, they did the Infinite Crisis Dark Multiverse one shot prestige format that just came out.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You just got my money because I don't want to have to read like 85 issues.
Well, it's pretty cool. It seems to be very well received, which you never know, about stuff like that. But it's kind of like Marvel used to do those What If comics in the 70s.
Yep.
And that's exactly what this is. It's kind of an alternate take on Infinite Crisis with Blue Beetle sort of at the center of the story, and it's actually really quite good.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I've been to get caught up on stuff. I've been cheating and using Comic Historian, who pretty much kind of serializes the comic book stories, and so I'm like, all right, that's what's going on with Batman Metal. Okay, that's what's
Clip
going
notes
on
for
with...
comics, right?
Pretty much. I mean, you work in the industry, you don't want to be like, I don't know.
No, I was I got hired to do the pitch for Injustice 2, the story, and I was like, I wanted to use as many characters as I could, so I watched so much Comic Historian when I was doing that.
Yeah. So did you get it? You did get it, right?
I got paid for the pitch, but they didn't use the pitch. My pitch took place 15 years after, because I wanted. Well, I'm not supposed to talk about it, but I wanted one of the characters to age, because he was a pivotal part of the character of the story, and so no, they went with what they have, which starts like right after Injustice.
Dude, speaking of which, I'm glad you brought that up because I got caught up today on the Crisis thing on CW. And boy, CW shows, I used to love them. Not necessarily love them, but they were more easy to tolerate.
Yeah, you're the one that told me to watch Arrow.
And the first season of Arrow, still, I'll stand by that. Like that up until the Deathstroke arc. The Deathstroke arc was pretty good too.
First 2 seasons of Flash were really good.
Yeah, same. But anyway, Brandon Routh is Superman. I'm sorry. Like watch his Kingdom Come Superman. You'll get like Superman goosebumps. But Mike, they're doing no, look at him in the new suit. His new suit, it doesn't have that bikini cut. I don't like the suit, but I like his essence. But they're doing Injustice.
Oh, what?
Like, yeah, they're doing like he's pretty much they didn't do Kingdom. They gave him a Kingdom Come suit, but he's Injustice Superman.
Really? Where
Joker gassed the Daily Planet and killed Perry White and everybody.
No way.
Perry White?
Yeah, like everyone. No. Like
Perry White?
No, Perry White.
Perry White.
Lane, all those guys are dead in his universe.
Perry White.
Clark.
And Joker killed him.
Oh, yeah. You.
No, you got to get lower than that, my friend.
I know, I can't get down there.
Whatever.
No.
Yeah,
You need to get Kevin Grievous in here to do.
I mean, that's
White.
why he got paid the big bucks because he could basically make washing machine affects.
That's right.
Yeah, on women folk. But so yeah, watch. I had to edit. I was editing as I go. Like, how can I say this heavily implied? Yeah, watch that Crisis, man. They're taking injustice stuff again.
No kidding.
So, Mike, you clicked the "This is not for children" button, right, on your video channel?
Yes, my entire channel, just in case Terry comes on.
Right. I just wanted to make sure that we're good.
What child should be watching YouTube anyways? Get those kids off.
Yeah, right.
The whole thing should be.
They're powering YouTube. What are
Go
you talking
outside
about?
and play in traffic.
Yeah, and Roscoe Davis reminds us of that
Nice.
That famous Motown group, Barry White and the Black Bastards.
I'm there. I'm there.
Fact.
I'm there. I love that title. That's great.
Oh my god!
It sounds like a.
What is happening to my channel?
That's not my fault, man. I felt like Lando. It's not my fault. It wasn't my fault. I just saw an opportunity because he did say it. He didn't know he said it. He said it.
I did not.
I heard you.
exploited it.
I heard it. It was.
I knew nothing. Hey,
exploited
I'll watch the rewind. It did not happen. It's
No, it happened. Dude, I love it. Like, don't try to erase it. It happened. It's a thing.
I'm gonna look.
Django is the hero's journey, though. It is
It
the
is.
hero's.
It is. He literally starts off as a slave and ends up blowing up the Death Star. I mean, it's Star Wars in the West, pretty much.
Well, that's why it's got 3 climaxes, because it's a trilogy in one movie.
It's even got not the Han Solo, the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, hey, I'm going to help you out. I'm a Jedi bounty hunter.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thankfully, the helpful white filler is a trained assassin. So that worked out well. Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, I will throw this out there. We ain't got to get into it, but there's not a lot of movies that show black women getting saved. Period. Like, white women get saved all the time in movies.
True.
They don't show no movies
I don't know
where
if you
black
know
women get
this,
saved.
Terry, but in my comic book Lone Star, a black woman gets saved in like the first 5 pages.
There you go. And then that's it. She's never seen again. No, I'm playing.
Never seen again.
What was the
never seen
movie
again.
with Queen Latifah and LL Cool J? Ooh, that would qualify.
Was that set it
Like
off?
Taxi Cab or something.
Where they go to
Yeah.
Europe and she becomes a chef because she thinks she has a brain tumor. So
You're
she
thinking
blows
of
all.
when Queen Latifah works for Steve Martin and his nanny or something. Wasn't that the one you're thinking of?
I haven't seen none of these movies, man.
What do you got against Queen Latifah?
Feels
I
like
love
a
Queen
deep
Latifah.
dive on the Netflix bargain bin. The swipe left on Netflix. Hey, it's 11:30 out here in Tennessee. I gotta go to bed.
All right, my brother. Thanks for
I'll
popping
talk
on.
to you guys later. God bless you
Wait a minute,
guys.
who's from Tennessee?
Good night.
Me right here, Tennessee.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm from Indiana, man.
that makes you think after that Black Bastards comment, doesn't it?
That's right.
Not really. Not really. That could have came from anywhere, man.
No, he
I'm
lives.
California born and raised, but I'm in Tennessee for
That
fun.
sounds like the sequel to.
It's like reverse Beverly Hillbillies, kind of.
All right,
It
come
is.
over and play. Come over and play anytime, Terry.
You
Come
gotta
to
move
Tennessee.
out to Tennessee.
Come on
All
out
right.
to Tennessee. We'll get some barbecue.
Oh, you playing it up now. You playing it up, man. Talk like you're trying to get a job. That ain't.
Franklin, Tennessee, man. We're rednecks.
All right, man. Awesome. I'll let you
Not
know.
everybody.
He's a
See you
redneck
later.
now. Later, Doug.
Bye.
Yeah, he's suddenly become a redneck since he moved away from San Diego.
Yeah, it's reverse Beverly Hillbillies. It's great.
No, so what ends up happening, man, I'm so defensive about the Midwest because, and I talked about this a little bit in another panel, like politically I'm a moderate. And so when I talk to like liberals and they tell me that, I tell them I'm from Indiana, they literally go, ugh, like they recoil like I'm from Mordor or some shit.
Oh, well, that's flyover country. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have,
It's
well,
like,
being
oh
from
my God.
Indiana, you have quantifiably less value as a human being
No,
because
trust
you're
me,
from
I
Indiana.
feel it. Like it's almost like that's not even that's not even racism. Once again, it's like geographical. Like
Yes.
it's not because you're black. It's because you're from Indiana. Like
Is that
what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
geographyism?
Geographism.
we gotta figure out
Geocentrism.
what
Wait, no,
but,
that's not right.
Hey, I
So,
want to move to Wyoming. I'll be completely worthless if I do that then.
dude, you won't because you will save so much money living in a place nobody likes.
Dude, you live in Portland. That is one of the whitest cities in the entire country.
Yeah, but it's actually expensive to live in Portland, man.
God,
it is.
That seems
my
kind
gosh,
of
my
miserable to
property
pay a premium to live in Portland. That sounds like punishment.
Oh my gosh, my property tax are going through the roof.
They are.
Driving me nuts.
Portland used to be weird. Now
it's weird, but it's weird and expensive.
It's like San Francisco, except the rain comes and washes all the urine and feces off the sidewalk.
Right. Well,
that sounds a little Warshacky there. The rain and the feces.
Michael look down. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll say no, San Francisco. Anyway, sorry, that was a Watchmen deep dive there. So.
Hey, when I was a kid, we had a Republican governor, and that was the last one. So
where are we talking here? In Portland?
Were we a republic yet, or were we still a colony?
No, we'd actually just become a state.
Oh man.
For as much gray as you've got, to make fun of me, I don't know. Hair.
I started going out in the.
He's
Army.
younger than I am.
I'm 40. I'm getting ready to turn 47 in about 3 weeks. I started going gray. I think I was 25. There was 1 year in the Army where I didn't see the sun for a year.
See, kids don't go to the Army.
Yeah. They had like the personnel section. They didn't have anybody, and they were like, "Oh, Boyette, you're kind of good with writing stuff. You're going to come up here and you're going to do this for a year." And I didn't see the sun for a year. That kind of sucked.
Hey man, be honest, man. They said, "Boyette, you can write. You're going to do this job because the Army, man. Come on."
Yeah.
You probably were like the smartest guy in like all of the military. I'm like, you can add numbers and do stuff. You got the job. You're the new major general.
The funny thing was that almost like 90% of the people that were in the infantry wanted to be there. Like there was like the 10% were like, the recruiter told them all the lies that recruiters tell them, and then there was the 3% was like, you can go to the Army or you can go to jail. And people are like, "Oh, I'll go to the Army." Little did they know they probably would have been better off doing a month in the county jail.
There you go. Hence what I said before about the military being browner than people think. Just do the math. Go to jail or go to military. There you go. I'm joking, but I'm not joking at the same time. Like I was just like when I went to Hawaii. Like it's a lot of brown people here. Okay,
it's Hawaii.
Well, now if you look
it was Wakanda, my guy. Like it was black.
If you look at some
which
of the
island did you go to?
It was Honolulu.
If you look at some, there is a fairly large African American population. But if you look at some of the older Hawaiians, like the purebred Hawaiians who got a lot of sun, they almost could pass for, let's see,
Polynesian. I mean,
some of the features,
Yeah. I mean, dude,
I went there. I went for the first time in May of year before last. Went to a comic show there, and we were there for almost a week. We actually drove the entire island. It was a lot of fun, but I didn't notice that at all. There was a lot of Asian people there.
Yeah.
The largest population group is Asians in Hawaii.
And I didn't notice.
It depends where you're at. Like if you're down in Waikiki, if you're near the Halikoa, or if you're in a couple of other areas in Oahu, then you would be surprised.
We're talking about two different things. I'm not talking about brown Asians. I'm talking about Africans.
Yeah.
There was a lot. Like I didn't realize.
Down in Waikiki.
It was I'm like it was.
Where'd you stay at? Where'd you stay at, Terry?
I stayed right downtown because I was at the comic book show too. Like I was doing the amazing. Aloha.
Were you at the Mauna Loa?
And and it was great because a part of my art is
I must have just missed you because I went there and covered that. I went over there and that was a
Mark?
crazy night. But I was rolling around. I was live streaming, talking to everybody, making fun of people. It was a good time.
There you go. Well, look for me next. I'll be going again this year, or next year. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll be there.
All right. Well,
be there.
let me know, and we'll take you out to dinner, man.
And the reason, yeah, definitely. And the reason why I bring it up as a specific is because I got a large, probably one of the largest again selection of characters of color. And but I thought, like, I literally thought to myself, like, yeah, this is probably gonna fall flat in Hawaii, like womp womp. And literally I was like, holy crap, there's a lot of brown people here that want some brown art apparently. So yay me. So yeah.
You know, I don't want to do the I don't see color thing. I have no idea what you're talking about. I was in Hawaii recently too, and
well, I mean, they look like you, so you wouldn't notice it. You're like, hey, you know, I'm here.
Right in town, and then near the military bases where you have
military bases, man.
Yeah.
Are you just mean there aren't a lot of white people?
Caucasians only make up about 25%.
Yeah, I didn't. Man, it was lot of others there.
There's a lot of other. Yeah, it is the United Colors.
I loved it. I loved it. Now, I don't want to say like, oh man, I was disappointed. I needed more white people. I can go to Utah for that. Like Utah's the like where you literally it's all white people, and you can count on one hand. Like, and when you brown, you looking too. Like, I think that's a black person out there. No, that's a guy in a black hoodie. No, false alarm. You know, so.
Okay, according to the most recent census, and maybe it'll change, 1.8% is black or African American. But if you're down in parts of Waikiki or you're down in parts of Honolulu, where the soldiers or sailors or some of the visitors are going to come in, then it could jump out at you a lot more.
Yep. Yeah. So then we can move on from this. The people just come in and be like,
no.
What the hell are
I
they
like,
talking
you know
about?
what? That's oddly, I mean, I like it. It's a comfort level thing. It's like, because a lot of people there look like me, and it's like, I guess maybe that's why I didn't notice the shades or whatever.
Actually, Mike, I'm gonna say this about you. Like, a lot of people everywhere look like you, man. You can go to Grecian islands and be like, yeah, my people are here.
Yeah.
You have the face of the world.
He might be Slavic. He might maybe he's Turkish.
There's that picture. The president of like Uzbekistan or something like that looks just like me.
Like, I can't tell you how many actors are on TV. I'm like, that guy looks like Mike. That's Mike. I'm like, I'm racist as hell, but it does look like Mike.
Looking like a Mike.
I talked to one of the writers for The Flash came up to my table.
Yep, Cisco. Yep.
Yeah. One of the writers. I'm like, hey, if you need someone to play Cisco's dad.
Knowing that show, they would do something like that. They pretty much threw everything but the kitchen sink at that show. At this point.
Yeah. Again, I haven't watched. I don't think I've watched an entire episode of Flash.
Yeah, it's the first. I mean, it's something to have listen to while you're drawing. I had to edit myself. Listen to while you're drawing, but not something you want to like sit down like, okay, guys, we're shutting everything down. Nobody talk. Don't interrupt me. I'm watching the Flash. It's not that good. It's just, it's a good live action cartoon in my opinion.
All right.
I watched the original Flash television show back in the 80s.
Dude, I was obsessed with that.
I
need to feed the small creatures and do some things here, Mr.
All right.
Newell.
All right, brother. Thanks for popping on.
Hello, everyone.
Good night.
Hey, I got an article here about the Mandalorian. 5 burning questions from episode 6. You want to do it?
Do it. Let's do it.
I'm leaving. I got to get back to drawing.
All right, Aaron. Thanks for popping on, brother.
You guys can talk about the Mandalorian all night.
that view count is about to plummet. Here we go.
Oh, that's all right. We don't have to be here all night. We can just do this.
Good night.
All right, good night, Aaron. Thanks, man. All right. Did Pedro Pascal learn from his tussle with the mountain? What is this a burning question? Did Pedro Pascal learn from his tussle with the mountain in Game of Thrones? This is not a burning question.
I get that because of the fight with
well, yeah, I mean, I figured
Clancy Brown. But
I just figured he already kind of knew how to move.
So basically, that was clickbait, and you fell for it.
I fell for it. I'm like fell face first apparently.
Because I did not have that question.
No, I'm gonna go to move on from this and see if any of these are actually burning questions. Would Bill Burr bring his signature loud guy in the bar comedy style to the role of Billy Blasta?
Huh? This sounds like something from like a teen dating book.
I know. This is
like,
Variety.
10 ways to get your boyfriend to not ruin your lip gloss.
Is there anyone who can stand up to Mando?
God, I hate that his name is Mando.
It's so dumb.
It's dumb.
Everyone in the universe calls him Mando. It's like, what about, one at a time? I turned that off. I don't even care about the rest of the questions. They say that one Mandalorian can come out at a time, right? They said that in episode 2.
Just the way you worded that. Only one of us can come out at a time, guys. So I'm out now. You come out later. Then we'll all do jazz hands. All right, sorry. I'm done.
It's all right. I won't get struck for
but
that.
Yeah, that's like one of those weird Star Wars dumb rules. Like I get it, but it's like there can only be one Jedi, it's like, dude, like you're writing yourself into a corner now because
Well, you know what? It's a big galaxy. How about they just can't hang out together or something? It's like they're all on wherever they are now, just stuck together and huddled up, while Mando is like traversing the galaxy for who knows how long.
I actually didn't like that scene as much as I probably should have when they all come out, because it just felt like come on at the end of this show. That would have been a great season finale type of thing. But it was like, really, for these guys? Because then he went on to kill 18 droids solo. Like stormtroopers and robots are pretty much the same dang thing in this universe. So I don't know.
Chino Comics says there can be only one. This is the way.
I'm sick of that rule.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want 100 Jedi like the prequels, which I'm not going to get into because last time I went to bad places. Because apparently you can't hate the prequels anymore.
I hate the prequels.
I don't. I'm going to look right to the camera. I like the prequels.
Hate them.
No, I don't. I can't even lie to y'all. I don't like the prequels, man. They are.
No, there's only one redeeming thing, and that is
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. That is correct.
Yeah, don't say anything else because that's it. I mean, even Qui-Gon Jinn is cool, but I guess Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul are cool.
I think he turned in such a bad performance, though.
I mean, everybody kind of did.
Everybody did in that. Yeah, I know.
Except for I actually like Darth Maul's dubbed over at last we'll have our revenge on the Jedi. I was like, ooh, I remember that in the trailer. I got hyped. Yeah. That was back when you still got hyped for trailers. We watched that a million times. We actually taped it on a cassette tape because we didn't have YouTube, and we rewatched the heck out of that double lightsaber reveal. Man, that was nuts.
Yeah. And I think I'm guessing that Ray probably choreographed most of that.
Yeah, he did. No, he definitely did. That's 100%.
He was only 21.
Wow. Yeah. I actually met him. He's a really nice dude.
I know. You met him. I introduced you.
What, was that you?
Yeah, remember it was in New York on the boat?
I met him in Pittsburgh or something. Either way, I'm not gonna deny it. I'm not gonna.
We have a picture together. It was me and David and Oli and Bob. I thought you were there, but I just figured because you're always part of that crowd.
We've been doing this long enough to where you can throw in a couple of things. I'm just not gonna remember. But
yeah,
I'm not gonna debate you either because.
Okay, there's my. So in the picture, you can't see it, but Oli's making this face like. You can't see it, but he's making the O face. Because right when he took the picture, Ray reached back and grabbed his crotch.
Nice.
And then after the picture, Ray turns around to me and goes, "I'm not gay. That was just funny." It's like, and then he found $10.
Never. There you go. Perfect use. So then I found $10. You got yourself out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got out of it, man.
True story, though.
That's great.
True story. Ray is so funny. Man, that whole
No,
year, we freaking ran into each other like at so many cons. It was fun.
It was. I feel like an old bounty hunter. Like I never quit the life. But
I did.
You know what's interesting about Comic-Con is like it's like doing a live Kickstarter. And so you start to cultivate fan bases that basically are going to back every show you do in every region. And that's I know people always like when I was younger, people go, I like to thank the fans. Like I really like to thank the fans because without them, I'm literally dead in the water. But you know, my part is to give them products they care about and not, put out mediocre material. But I really take the job super seriously. Even though it's very loose, it doesn't have any rules. I'm always dumping a lot of money on trying to present a better version of myself to people at Comic-Con because they spend good money. They take time off of their jobs to come out and see us. And I feel like we can do something better than just a half thought of setup, like give them an experience that they're going to remember and hopefully inspire some younger artists to get into this, which, I can already say I already have because I'm old enough now. People are like, yeah, 10 years ago you told my daughter to do this and now she's 21 and working for Disney. I'm like, oh, she got a deal with Disney already? I'm a loser. Well, I'm still out here. I'm like the old gold prospector with the pen. I've got 2 teeth. I'm trying to get some gold, But no, I love it though. It's a fun gig.
Ninja Comics 33 says prequels are good. Don't mute me, bruh. You have to be like a millennial and grew up with those movies being like your childhood, and therefore you have some really weird fond memories of them or something, because they are objectively just really bad movies.
Yeah, I mean they did get better as they went along. Like I think Revenge of the Sith is probably the best one out of those three.
Gosh, the lightsaber fight in that is so freaking bad. I can't even stand
It's over
it.
the top. Somebody made a GIF.
Yeah,
where they're just whipping the lightsabers in front of each other.
Oh my Lord Almighty! That encompasses the entirety of that lightsaber fight. You underestimate my power.
You sounded like Macho Man. I want to see that now. Oh yeah, Anakin, you've underestimated my power, brother. The Force always rises to the top.
Anakin. I have the high ground.
Man, you're putting too much English on that. You have the high ground. Connor McCloud from the Clan McCloud.
Don't do it. Get in my belly.
Like, so anybody that, like, here's what I've been hearing that boggles my mind, and we talked about this before, but I'm going to act like we didn't, is people saying that the prequels are better than the new Rey series. And I'm like, I don't care if you don't like the movies, man, but don't go nuts here, man. Like,
no, be objective. Be objective about it. The acting, the quality, oh my gosh, the cinematography in those movies. Whether you hate the story or not, that's some fantastic cinematography. I mean, like,
they look good.
Oh my gosh,
I mean, if they're pieces of crap, they're good looking.
Yeah, the art
don't look good.
Yeah, the art direction in the new movies it's the best of the entire series.
The prequels do not. That CGI. Oh my God, it did not hold up, man.
Yeah.
Like and I think that's why. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say I hated it with this much fervor in real time. Like I took what I could get. We had to have Star Wars in X amount of years at that time. So yeah.
I enjoyed that. I don't even want to remember the name of the first one. I enjoyed it when I stood in line for 6 hours waiting to see it.
There it is.
Oh, did you ever see the film of when Ewan McGregor was told the name of the movie? He's like,
no.
He's like, it was like at a red carpet thing or something like that. And he's like, did you hear that they finally named episode 1? He's like, no, what is it? And he's like, The Phantom Menace. He like laughs. He's all, are you serious?
Oh man.
I remember that from way back. Ninja Comics says, objectively, the prequels can match them music-wise and is better story-wise.
I will give them music.
I will give you that.
I'll give them music.
Story-wise,
That's
I will
really
not
just the one
give you.
song though. That one Qui-Gon, Duel of the Gods or Duel of the Fates or whatever. That's it though.
Story-wise, I mean, I understand the failings of the story in the new one, and a lot of wasted time, but I don't know the story.
I mean,
I might give it to you if I could rewrite just based on the story. If I could rewrite those movies and then redirect them, and then get rid of Jar Jar Binks.
I wouldn't start with Kid Anakin. I'll tell you that much. Like I would go ahead and do like, you know, angsty teen Anakin, but the Kid Anakin was like, this guy's gonna become Hitler.
But that was a great poster.
It was, if they would have paid it off. Like I think a faster because basically, like I can't even watch the Clone Wars CGI cartoon because it's like like you guys are basically gonna make it to where just like Daenerys, he's just gonna go all evil all at once. When you sucked up all the superhero stuff you want to get out of him, then he's gonna be Darth Vader one day, and it's like, yeah, that's not how that works, man. Like, you know, it's a lot of stuff that leads into that you would have to have some courage, and pretty much like the Mandalorian, Mando going nuts one day. I'm like, yeah, I can buy that because he's already half in the bag anyway. But you know, I just couldn't see the Anakin that they portrayed, this goody two shoes kid. I know they had him kill the sand people and all that, but that just seemed like
because he hates sand. He gets in his underwear and gets everywhere, and it's itchy. And
then they went back to like
that
they
horrible.
They kind of basically told us that him and Obi-Wan kind of fell out of love. But they didn't show us. It's just like, you never let me do anything. Like we never got to see that though. Like y'all was always buddies when we saw you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, what are you gonna do? Chino Comics says they should have started at the Clone Wars.
Yeah. I mean, I still wouldn't have done that movie because that movie was god awful.
Maybe they mean the Clone Wars, the animated series.
Oh, well then, yeah.
Because that was good.
For sure, that was good. Yeah, but yeah, don't start like that. Yeah, the movies, it was another wasted opportunity. Actually, one of the writers, the creators of the Clone Wars, is working on Mandalorian. I almost said Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, I can't remember the name, but he directed the first episode, right?
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones show. The Clone Wars cartoon fixed the bad Anakin.
Yeah. The damage was done for me.
Those movies.
I'm not going to disagree, but I was already jaded by the time.
But you can watch those. That's the thing. You can watch the cartoon, right? And just kind of ignore the other stuff.
I don't like I can't get into the cartoon either. Like the only thing
I
liked
animated one.
Oh, I like the animated one. Yes.
Yeah. I can't get into the 3D one. I just hate the animation.
Yeah. No, I like the exactly. I like the animated ones. Yeah. But the first thing to really give me the Star Wars feel since that time was probably Rogue One. Yeah. Like Rogue One felt right to me. I was like, man, this is okay.
But the weird thing about Rogue One is none of my kids liked it.
I can see that.
It's such a grown, an adult story that you liked it.
Oh, I loved
Rogue One.
Oh, you're talking about okay, yeah.
He doesn't even remember. He's all, what's that? Yeah, but you know, it's for the same. It's for the same reason I didn't like Empire Strikes Back as a kid. It was the most like adult story, right? It was the most mature story, and I was a freaking kid. And I'm like,
and dying.
Yeah, and people, and I'm your father, which I know they just pulled out of their hats.
Hey, that's one of my favorite plot twists of all time.
But they just made that up.
Either way, made it up or not, I was like, what?
Yeah,
that was Maury Povich before Maury Povich.
That's the thing, though, dude. Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi make like everything Obi-Wan Kenobi said in the first movie a lie.
So Neo Valentine in the chat says, "You mean Halo Reach, a Star Wars story? since I'm a big Halo Reach fan, I'm gonna go ahead and say you are full of correctness. That is correct. They pretty much did rip off Halo Reach. You thought I was gonna disagree? I completely agree. But I still like both. I actually love Halo Reach. I like Dirty Dozen, Everybody's Gonna Die type of, the Doom mission. I'm a sucker for that. A Brit or a Great War movie where people just aren't gonna make it.
I love Dirty Dozen, dude.
Guns Over Navarone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where both of those come from. It's the Guns of the Navarone. So, yep.
Yeah, Ninja Comics says no way they would have planned out Vader being Luke's father back in 1977. Yeah, and that's kind of the funny thing, since George Lucas was so willing to go back in time and change things, he should have fixed all the lies that Ben Kenobi had to tell.
Well, they like somebody said, I don't know if it's true, I never looked it up for myself, that Vader means father.
Yeah, it does.
So I mean, maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but
I don't give him the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, it is
well,
weird.
I didn't as a kid. I was watching it as a kid, and I thought they were making it up. I wasn't one of those. I mean, I watch videos of like kids seeing it for the first time and they're like, and I'm like, no, that's
they did not seed it at all. Like other than Obi-Wan Kenobi, talking about his father, there definitely was no plot threads to make you go,
No, that's impossible.
As a matter of fact, they had more of a connection with him and Obi-Wan, like, what presence I haven't felt in a while. Had they left that vague, then you would have been like, ooh, wait a minute, that could have been Luke he was sensing. But nah, it's like, Obi-Wan, my old master's here. Like, oh, never mind. That's who he's not his actual DNA son. His own blood, he doesn't, nothing. Like, who's the goofy bucktooth kid? I don't know, but I'm going to fight the old man next to him.
Wait, what? Avert Todd said the actor for Obi-Wan quit midway through the first film. No. What are you talking about?
Sir Alec Guinness?
No, Alec Guinness did not quit. Alec Guinness got paid more than anybody else in the history of Star Wars besides George Lucas.
He gave his street cred. That's why. Because he was actually...
He was an actual actor. Could you guys shut up? Yeah, dude. He had two and a quarter points on Star Wars.
Wow. Yeah. And you got to remember that was risk back then. Now we're like, but back then it was like,
highest
you want to have a space laser?
Highest grossing film of all time until recently, and he had 2.25 points on it. Oh,
that's crazy. So, what is your favorite Star Wars movie? We talked about what we hate.
I'd have to go with Star Wars. The first one.
The first one.
I know you think it's boring, but
it's boring to me now. So back in the day, once again, pre-YouTube, when I popped in Star Wars, I was watching all three at once, one go. Yeah, it wasn't like I'm gonna watch one and then skip that. Like I'm watching all of Star Wars while I draw on pen and paper, like Indian style, sitting there in front of the TV 2 feet away. So like I love them all. Even Return of the Jedi, I love the duel between him and Vader.
Yeah,
that strikes a chord with me even to this day.
Yep.
Just because we kind of like, people become psychopaths when they watch a story. Like, kill him! Like, dude, it's his dad, man. Like, you're not just gonna just kill your dad. Like, murder him! I would have just killed him. Like, yeah, sure, you would have.
Yeah, Ninja Comics does want to get kicked out of my channel. He says, might get me kicked from Mike's channel, but my favorite is episode 3.
Episode 3 from the prequels?
Yeah.
Well, Revenge of the Jedi? Revenge of the Sith, I mean.
Revenge of the Sith.
I guess out of all of them, out of the prequels, I will say that's one of the better ones. But
of the 3, it's the best, except for that god awful lightsaber duel.
It's that the lava. I call it. I nickname that shenana action, where it's shenanigans and action at the same time.
It's just bull crapigans. It's just so much. Oh, let me jump from this floating object thing 20 yards to this other floating object thing. And then you're like, wait, how did Mace Windu die? Oh, yeah, he fell out of a thing. It's like, can't they fly? They can freaking fly. For all intents and purposes, they can fly. If you can lift 4,000 tons of boulders, you can fly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, that's a long distance too. You can like take a breath and chill out and pretty much land like Neo from the Matrix. One
Right.
knee superhero landing.
Yeah, so
Well,
I
it's
actually for a while I was contemplating there because there's a fan theory that Snoke was Mace Windu, and I was like,
Dude,
I'm like,
that-
I could enjoy that as a
That
reality.
would've
I ain't gonna kick
justified-
you guys out if you don't stop.
the Star Wars Return of the Black Bastard. Boom. Boom. Comes full circle.
Windu
That
was
is-
electrocuted though. Yeah, but he
That's
was
such a
conscious.
left field, like theory. Like, I mean, Jesus. I mean, what did he become like 8 feet tall in the process too? Like,
I don't know.
he's got force bloat. Like, how
Well,
did he
maybe
get-
you know, in accepting the dark side, it morphs. Blah blah blah. Whatever. There's another fan theory that I really like that they're not going to use is that Kira from Solo is actually Rey's mother. Because oddly, in the original screenplay for was it the first one, the Force Awakens, Rey's name was Kira, but spelled differently. So I liked, and she's a junk dealer,
Yeah.
right?
And I mean, I can see a backstory where she's on a run from a syndicate or something. She betrays him because she has a kid. It's a Kill Bill plot. Basically, she gets pregnant and it's like, I got to get out of this assassination thing. And
it would make sense why when someone brings up Han Solo, she calls him a smuggler instead of, oh, you mean the general that helped take down the Empire?
Right.
You know, which the whole galaxy would have known him as that. But she's
No,
like,
wait a minute. Would that would have made Han Solo her father then?
no, not necessarily. Just that she would have known from Kira, from her mother, that Han Solo was a smuggler. You know.
Man, you know what though? Now that you said that, I can see them trying to. The reason for Han Solo is to basically make Han Solo her father, because they were heavily implying that in the first movie. So now I'm going to be a conspiracy theorist and like start to draw strings that aren't there, connect dots that aren't there. But I can see them like, okay, see, Han Solo had a thing, and see, this girl is.
And then she was involved with Darth Maul.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Darth Maul was still Palpatine's.
Right. Which, so I guess speaking of that, I didn't read it yet, but the whole plot and script leaked for the movie.
Yeah, I saw it. I did a whole show on it.
I'm not gonna. Did you read it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you already know what's up then.
Yeah.
I felt tempted, but I was like, nah, I want to be surprised. I don't want to.
Yeah,
No,
I needed
nothing.
content for my show.
I love he's like, I'm a mercenary,
And that
man.
dumb Sith artifact knife. Oh my gosh, did you see the picture of that thing?
I did not. I'm gonna look it up though.
Looks like something that got rejected from Star Trek Next Generation.
Sith artifact knife.
Oh, so bad. Oh man, it's 10 o'clock. I gotta wrap this up.
I know, it's funny. You're like, it's 10 o'clock, dude. It's 1 a.m. for me.
Okay.
I got more skin in the game at this point. But no, hey, do your thing, man. Wrap it up. It's been fun.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. Appreciate you spending the evening with us here on the Bullpen on Art of the Hero with Mike S. Miller. Like, subscribe, share if you have not already. Terry Huddleston, where do people find you?
Pretty much type Terry Huddleston art in the Googles or whatever search engine you use, and all my platforms will pop up from there.
Right on. And please do go check out LoneStarComic.com. LoneStarComic.com. It is still available. If you missed out on the Meg campaign, Amazon is fully stocked on the Meg. So just go search Meg graphic novel. You can get it with Amazon Prime free shipping, and it'll be there before Christmas if you want to get it as a gift for somebody. So thank you, everyone, once again. God bless you. Terry, you have a great evening as well, my brother.
You too, man. This was fun.
All right, man.
Hopefully, I won't hijack anything else. I'm gonna keep saying it every time.
No, you were good.
I'm gonna
Tempered Terry. The black bastard.
completely quiet next time.
I want you to have a
100%.
black bastard shirt on next time you're on.
Oh, dude, I gotta go all the way. I think there actually is something called Black Bastard now that I'm thinking about it, but in the heat of the moment because you heard him say it.
I did.
Either because if nobody said anything, then like the world would think that he's because it sounded so bad. It was hilarious. Like I loved it. It was actually made my night. Because I knew he didn't know what he was saying. He was trying to say "Inglorious Bastards."
Yeah, but he was thinking about Django.
Yeah. So he says "Black Bastards." It's the best slip of all time.
Oh, that's gotta get clipped.
I gotta go back and find that tomorrow when this is.
Yeah.
But, thanks, man.
Second night to Leah for me.